Aurelius wins again. We've got to go. Next up, the Gold Coast.
Welcome back to the Gold Coast for the big one, the 2-year-old over 1,200 metres. And our favourite...
We're 4.5 minutes away from the $2 million Magic Millions 2-year-old classic on the Gold Coast. And let's get your tips out, Mr. Gately. Swift Witness on top.
That she is, and
here we go. Sets, they're racing in the millions, and Sharkwero jumped well, likewise Ranch Hand, Princess Bojack, Baby Wong is going forward, and likewise there Mura. So Princess Bojack and also Sharkwero back nearer the inside, poking through Ruby Kisses and Baby Wong the outside. Handy also is Rambo, and trapped right out off the track there is going forward now Miss Hipstar. Just in behind those is Ranch Hand. Also there is Mura, Queen of Wizardry, Alpine Edge, and further back to Swift Witness and You'll Be Missed. Mashani Scandal, Ghost Rider is back about third last. There was Shazel Class the outside, and Finance Tycoon is last of all. We've got Baby Wong and Miss Hipstar the first couple. Third is Ruby Kisses back near the inside. Sharkwero, Mura. Next one there is Ranch Hand, Queen of Wizardry, and also Princess Bojack at the 350. Baby Wong, Ruby Kisses the inside. Sharkwero down the outside. Miss Hipstar is still there. Ranch Hand is the next one, but Sharkwero has broken clear and dashed about 2.5 lengths in front from Alpine Edge, and also coming later She's All Class, but Sharkwero's in front from Alpine Edge, and Sharkwero's run the millions. Sharkwero defeats Alpine Edge, and third goes to She's All Class, followed by Queen of Wizardry, Ranch Hand, Finance Tycoon, Ruby Kisses and Baby Wong, Swift Witness and Miss Hipstar, Ghost Rider, Mura, Rambo, You'll Be Missed, Princess Bojack, and Mashani Scandal was last of all.
Shakiro has won the Magic Millions, dashing quickly at the top of the straight. Alpine Edge has come from worse than midfield to close off nicely. She's All Class has come from way back in the field, and Queen of Wizardry, I don't think she had a lot of luck in the home straight over the last 250 metres, but Shakiro has come back to score. He was so good in the Breeders' Plate, we don't know what happened first up.
Welcome back to the Gold Coast for the 3-year-old Guineas over 1,400 metres. Tony Gollan has the favourite here in Isotope. He's looking for a treble if he can pull this off. All right, let's start with Apache Chase Maxi here.
In 9 starts she's had so far, but look, she's got the alley and she's quick. She'll put herself into a nice position. She relaxes. Every chance she'll see it out, but during the spring in Melbourne in the Empire Rose, she was terrific first up, winning at Gosford on a
hope from the Tony Gollan stable with Ryan Maloney.
Just hope they didn't take too much out of her, that win last start in the Gold Edition. But having said that, that was the 19th of December. Quite a while.
There she is on screen, the favourite. She looks in great order. But, yeah, quite clearly Hugh Bowman was intent to get away from the inside.
And all in. Lights on. Stand by. We're right now racing, and beginning best of all there was Mashani Fraudster, kicking up as Apache Chase over on the inside. Isotope is back about the 6th or 7th early. It's Apache Chase from second, Mashani Fraudster. Kavaka's up into third, fourth is away game. Fifth is Shooting for Gold, 3 wide, passing. The next one there is Forbidden Love, and Isotope's over on the inside of the Safe Work, and 3 wide is Reduced Image Boy. It's Apache Chase here from Kavak the outside, third Shooting for Gold, fourth is Mashani Fraudster. Away game, 5th over on the inside of, further back is Reduced Image. Isotopes over on the inside of Forbidden Love. Safe Work, Got a Kiss, Yes Baby, Yes, Magic Conqueror, Aim, Our Playboy, Amish Boy, and Star Rose last over on the inside. It's Apache Chase here from Kavakan, Shooting for Gold. Next one there is away game. Isotope is, Isotope's lost the rider. Isotope has lost the rider. Ryan Maloney has come off. Isotope has lost the rider in an absolute sensation. Apache Chase in front. Here's Aim down the outside. Amish Boy is coming late. Away game is the next one, but Aim's in front from Amish Boy. Aim is in front, and Aim is won from Amish Boy and away game, followed by Apache Chase. Next one there was Got a Kiss being trailed over by Star Rosa. Safe Work, and then we had Our Playboy, Reduced Image, followed by Shooting for Gold, and then Forbidden Love, Magic Conqueror, Yes Baby, Yes, Kavaka, Mashani Fraudster, and, well, Ryan Maloney down on the track at about the 350. The favourite, the 2:15 favourite, has lost the rider at about the 350 metre marker. in an absolute sensation here at the Gold Coast, and not a good one.
I think he'll improve out of the race.
The market has her as a superstar, $1.26, and just has not moved. You don't see that too often. Obviously, we've been very lucky with Black Caviar and Winx in our lifetimes, but now you've got a horse at its second race start as a 2-year-old. Starting at those prices, have to be very brave to get involved, but no knock from a market perspective at all from Enthar. The big professionals obviously have her as going to be a horse that's going to win plenty of Group 1s, $1.26.
Ratiating won't be too far away, about a length off the filly. And then comes Froston travelling on the inside of Fortunate Kiss and Twilight. So the 3 newcomers all trail, heading towards the 700 metres. So it's a comfortable lead for Enthar. It's Mark Zahra and Enthar leading by a half length. Ingratiating at her girth, making sure she doesn't slip too far away. They leave the 600 behind them. 2 lengths then to Froston on the inside of Fortunate Kiss. 2 lengths to Twilight coming around the home corner. So Enthar doing everything right as she comes around the bend, and already she's starting to open up a little bit. She's put up a length and a half on Ingratiating, who couldn't stick with her immediately. And then comes Fortunate Kiss to the outside, who's trying to raise an effort as Zahra now goes for Enthar. Found another gear, found 2 in fact from Ingratiating, who's still over 2.5 lengths away. And it's Enthar going well. It's going to be an arrogant win, a soft win. Posing for the photo, did it by 2.5. Ingratiating second, Fortunate Kiss was third, and then came Froston, and Twilight was last.
Be pretty special, Enthar. She makes it 2 wins from 2 starts. She's done it in Sydney. She comes to Melbourne and does it equally as impressively. In the end, a soft ride from Mark Zahra, never really out of first or second gear. She's the favourite for the Blue Diamond Hut. She's a favourite for the Golden Slipper, and it's easy to see why.
She's not going to be drifting on that effort, is she? Gee whiz, that was super impressive. You don't see Mark Zahra. I mean, he just knew what he had underneath him. It was almost...
Race for the favourite. He's been expertly placed by James Cummings.
Yeah, of course, a late entry when the nominations were extended for this race. The team originally had Asaurian as...
The listed in Group 3 winner. Ollie gets the beautiful cart, and these conditions, weight scale, absolutely suit him a treat. So he's well and truly 60% of turnover, actually double the turnover of the next best, which is Tavisan.
Ready. Australia Stakes for Ladbrokes, Group 2. Tonight he's jumped away beautifully. Tavisan began quickly. Streets of Avalon's going to go through. They'll pair off. Viridine drops in. Then came Neighbourhood on the inside of Arcadia Prince and Widgie Turf. Arcadia Prince, they're at the 550. Tavisan from Streets of Avalon. Streets of Avalon says, come on, baby, we're going to hot it up now. Moves up outside the leader. Viridine just came off the bit a little bit there. A length away is Widgie Turf, Arcadia Prince, Neighbourhood. This favourite's in hot water. On the bend, Tavisan in front of Streets of Avalon. Viridine's 2 lengths away. It's Streets of Avalon going up to Tavisan. Viridine a length and a half off. Streets of Avalon and Tavisan. Streets of Avalon. He's a brave horse. He's never won first up, but he's going to do it at Group 2 level. Go, you good thing. Streets of Avalon, too good. Goes on to beat Viridine. Tavisan a nose away third. Then came Neighbourhood making ground. Arcadia Prince and Widgie Turf last in. Well, he's a ripper. He is just a good horse. Streets of Avalon has never won first up in the past, but he has tonight. Zach Spain really celebrating the victory past the post, clenches the fist, and then gives a big wave of the arms.
Race of the day, Group 2, Weight for Age, Iron Jack Expressway Stakes over 1,200 metres. And this mounting yard is brought to you by Harvey Norman.
Trials where he's really looked the part, hard held there. He had a flat prep 2 preps back, didn't he? And but he recovered last preparation, winning the George. She's had 84 days off, 1 trial, not let go. A brilliant fresh mare, having won 5 races first up. She's won 5 Group 2s. Good draw, and you just can't...
Cummings again, flit.
Yeah, she also hasn't raced for 3 months since the Golden Eagle last preparation. Easy time in a recent trial. She's a good mare in her own right. She's yet to miss a place first up. She won the Light Fingers first up.
Just really puts her hand up for this race. She looks really well in condition. She looks as though she's done enough work, and obviously she's an absolute bomb first up, so we know how she's going to...
5 into 480, and then it got back out to 550, and that's what price it is with Tab. Colding's at $8, Mizzy's at...
Fun racing, the favourite jumped well, Savatiano, together with Mizzy, and fled away well in third. Star of the Sea jumped okay, but dressed back as Colding improves, and then came Emeralds going between runners. So Bowman's going to take the favourite Savatiano to the front. Mizzy sits up in second behind. end. Regan Bayless didn't want to lead, so Mizzy will get the slipstream behind the favourite. They're followed by Colding on the improve. Down the east side now at the 750, and it's the favourite Savatiano in front by a length and a half to Mizzy. Colding drives into a clear third, inside Flit. Then came Emeralds and Star of the Seas at the last one. Savatiano travelling well, approaching the corner by a length and a half on Mizzy, who's just being felt for now. Then Colding on the inside of Flit. Star of the Seas, Emeralds is last, 350 out, and Savatiano's cruising in the lead. Bowman gives the mare a bit more rein now, and she gets 2 lengths clear. Colding goes to a clear second. Looks the only danger if there's one. It's Savatiano going great guns inside the 100 metres, and she's back in great style. This is a 5th Group 2 success today, and Savatiano wins the Expressway in style. Colding second, Emeralds got through for third, then Star of the Seas from Flit, and Mizzy finished back last.
Gee whiz, Darren Flindell, 5 Group 2s for Savatiano. Is there a Group 1 in the offing at some stage? She's 6, but she's just going as well as ever. And that was another example of a one-horse race. Bowman rating to perfection and winning easily, $2 and 140. Lizzie, there was a moment there when Colding came off the back or
They're up first, Arcaded, your favourite, $10 into $7.50 when winning on debut. Gee, she was professional. The last 400 and her gallop out was terrific. She draws 7, gets a nice charmed run, can sit off a hot speed here. We opened up at $3.40, bang, into $2.90.
The button in hand, racing. Lady Audrey jumped away well, with also Arcaded, Scorched Earth and Genebi out deeper on the track. Telluride's not far away, and Decent Rain on the fence as they settle. After 200 or 300 metres, Scorched Earth is the leader with Taylor's Moment. Decent Rain behind those third, followed by Telluride, Genebi and Wolves. A length and a half, Arcaded, Bird of Dubai. 2 lengths, Lady Audrey getting back in the field with Picarones, and then came Caliper. And last of all is Tempest Charm. 600 metres to go. Scorched Earth in front, being pressured by Taylor's Moment, Genebi 3 wide. Wolves behind those horses. They were followed by Decent Rain. Deeper on the track, 4 deep, Arcaded getting moving now. Followed by Caliper around her from Bird of Dubai, getting into a position with Picarones, and then Decent Rain, who's been shuffled back. Scorched Earth, the leader, at the 250. Still a length and a half in front. Arcaded's the threat down the middle of the track. Scorched Earth under the whip, joined and headed by Arcaded. Arcaded went for the doctor, and she's home. Arcaded came clear from Scorched Earth and Wolves, and Arcaded won it well. Scorched Earth, Wolves and Picarones. Then Genebi, next Tempest Charm, and further back Caliper, Decent Rain, Bird of Dubai. Lady Audrey towards the end of the field was second last in the race, Telluride, and Taylor's Moment at the back.
Well, a filly with a big future, because she's got an X factor about her, and that is an acceleration. She put that race to bed at about the 400-metre mark when she accelerated quickly up to the leader, and off she goes. She's a filly by Street Boss, and Street Boss, of course, side Hanseatic, who won the preview and the prelude last year.
Bow, he was popular when markets opened. He was very well found when winning first up on resuming. He's won 2 out of 3, but it's Jigsaw that's been a rock solid late with Sportsbet. So 320 General Bow, very popular, but
racing. Ormgawa stumbled there, and the jockey was lucky to stay on after a few strides, goes back to the end. Jigsaw jumped quickly with Almighty Rising, and also General Bow, your long turbo just behind those, with also Kalos and Extreme Warrior. A length and a half away, Hitotsu and Marine 1. Animo up on the fence. 2 for the back, Constructed. Umgawa last at the 700. Almighty Rising on the outer of General Bow. They share the front with Extreme Warrior, who still had the rails. A length away, Jigsaw and Kalos, followed by your long turbo, and Animo sneaking ground on the fence from Hitotsu Marine 1. Constructors second last, Umgawa at the rear. Around the turn, 400 metres to go. It's General Bow off the rails and Extreme Warrior. They meet again. A length and a half away, Jigsaw trying to chime in, followed by Kalos, Animo the fence, and then Almighty Rising, Marine 1. Extreme Warrior at the 200 metres, and General Bow stride for stride. A length and a half, Jigsaw. General Bow gets its neck in front of Extreme Warrior. Animo late. General Bow at the 50 clear. Animo's going to charge at it. General Bow holding on. Oh, Animo had a dive, missed, I'd say. General Bow from Animo, Jigsaw, and they were followed by Kalos in a photo for fourth from Yalong Turbo, and Atotsu and Marine won a gap. Extreme Warrior. Further back in the field then was Constructum Gawa.
Held up, dives down on the inside in the last 15 metres, makes it really close. General Bow looks in front all the way, and then Animo just puts its nose down and says, think about this.
I'm not going to even comment on that after what we've seen recently, because who knows? It's.
Is that a dead
I think General Heat's.
Well, they both look like they're touching the line. This looks very similar to the situation we had only 7 days ago.
Yep.
And there's no number in the frame at this, so there is a margin. So they can find a margin today. Yep. I feel for those on Animo, but that is the photo finish, and wow, that is as close as it gets. But 1, 2, 7, 9, 103.58. So they've run nearly a second quicker than the fillies division here. They ran 104.55. They've run 103.58. So that's the best part of 6 lengths quicker than the fillies.
Yeah, some geldings won by General Bow yesterday.
No doubt. And well, you know, we get a good line, don't we? I mean, they went a lot faster through pretty much, you know, every section, really. And General Bow is very brave. Look, I think with General Bow, it was interesting listening to Jamie Carr afterwards, because she got a bit of pressure here. She had horses all around her and had to absorb that. Kicked home and was left a little bit vulnerable late. Flashing light run, obviously, Animo. They've gone, what have they gone? Almost basically a second faster than the fillies. So it's significantly better. And they were strong late. I mean, they were a little bit empty, but Animo was a flashing light run, Grace, and you'd just imagine up in trip. He's going to be really well suited.
It was a huge first up run from Animo. I couldn't believe what he was able to do. Yes, he was able to save all the ground up the inside, but just look at the way that he really gets through his gears. 1,200 metres is ideal. I think that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Blue Diamond, which is his grand final. Yes, Enthar's the one to beat, but I'm really excited about his prospects. Jigsaw, I thought, going into the race, was a really nice horse, and coming out of that, I'm not necessarily disappointed. I thought that he was very green.
13 days out from the race, so Enthar holds all at the moment. We expect, and we'll have a look at Profiteer's win in the Inglis Millennium a little bit later on. Mick Price eluding post-race.
They're going off their head here. Don't worry about that. I'm Thunderstruck was terrific, winning first up. SP to 260 favourite, was heavily backed. Big jump to Group 2 class here, but 380. Amish Boy out to $3.90 from $3.70 with
characteristics. He was bright and engaged in the mounting yard, and he just looked ready to go. So he goes on top for me. Ahead of outside of that, I thought Poland made a really nice return. He's a really good-looking horse, and Yulong
was the one, $4.20 into $3.90 today, has had the push late. So clear cut
back and racing at the 1400. El Barado, Youngworth a go back towards the end, and Yalongco just ahead of those. El Salto began quickly with Altai Ranger, and that's the order early by a length and a half to Poland. It's Our Time, and then Jet Propulsion got up to fifth outside of a length in front of Altai Ranger. They've gone pretty hard, 2.5 Poland. 3.5 lengths away, then It's Our Time. 2 for the back is Jet Propulsion, and I'm Thunderstruck. A couple of lengths to Amish Boy would spot the leader. I'd say at this stage about 10 to 12 from your long code, Young Werther and El Barado. So plenty of gaps appearing in the field at the 600 metres. It's El Salto by 3/4 of a length. Altai Ranger. Poland is right there. 4 lengths. It's Our Time. Jet Propulsion getting going. Amish Boy does as well. I'm Thunderstruck sticks to the inside from your long code. A gap Young Werther and El Barado. Altai Rangers grabbed El Salto, but Poland grabs it in turn. I'm Thunderstruck is joining in from It's Our Time, and Amish Boy down the outskirts. Poland at the 200 metres from I'm Thunderstruck, who's tiring. It's Our Time and Amish Boy. Still Poland with 100 metres to go from It's Our Time, Amish Boy. Poland going well, and it's Poland. Poland won the Autumn Stakes. Head bob a second. It's Our Time or Amish Boy. Then 3 of them for fourth. Jet Propulsion, I'm Thunderstruck, your long code. A gap to Young Werther, just doing a bit late. Further back was Altai Ranger, El Barado and El Salto.
Oh, there were some tired horses in the last 200 metres there. It looked like, to the eye, it took about an hour and a half to run that last 200 metres because they'd gone away at a really solid clip. We were expecting the stayers to flash late over the top. There was a few that were making ground from the rear. But Poland has kicked off its campaign in style. Geordie Childs wins the Autumn Stakes.
Bit unusual, this has just occurred to me that it's the Autumn Stakes, but it was run on the first Saturday in February. But anyway, we'll let that slide. Calendars, who knows. Poland able to bowl along here behind a searing tempo set by El Salto and Alto Ranger. Greg Childs won this race in 2001 on Desert Sky and Dash for Cash in 2002 when the race was run on Australia Day, and here his son Jordan Childs grabs a Group 2.
Yes, great training effort from Mike Moroney and nice ride from Geordie, but what were the two at the head of the field doing here? They were, according to the daily sectionals, 8.5 lengths faster than standard El Salto and Alto Ranger. I mean, you can't go that fast and still be figuring the finish. A couple of poor ones there, but gee, it stretched the field out, Mike, and made it a bit of a test for a few that were resuming, including Poland, who really was just too good and probably vulnerable late. But I love the way that Geordie Childs just cuddled him at a key stage of the race and left a bit in the locker.
I mean, he was riding the hot tempo, so he was travelling well ahead of...
Big meeting in September at Flemington. He holds an Australian Guineas nomination. You think they should have every confidence to head there?
Definitely.
Why not?
He'll be one of the sort of leading players without having had a good look at...
Yeah, he is a big danger. He's good in these second-level sprints. Garner's trod really well at home, zoomed late fresh last time in this track.
Close-out proceedings here at Caulfield today. Go, stalls are back and racing. How-O-Matic took a backward step but tries to muster. Grey Worm began well with Sword of Mercy, and Garner's right up there on the premises. How-O-Matic wider, then Prophet's Thumb, Causeway Girl from High Stranger. Next in the field is Bold Star. 2 lengths Viridine, 2 lengths Shimino. 800 metres to run. It's Grey Worm off the rails, leading Garner the fence and How-O-Matic. A length Sword of Mercy, Prophet's Thumb. Causeway Girl next the inside from High Stranger. Bold Star passes it, 1.5 lengths Viridine, and a similar gap Shimino last in the Rubiton at the 500 metres. It's the final favourite, Grey Worm, a neck How-O-Matic. Prophet's Thumb travels up 3 wide. Garner needs some room behind them from Sword of Mercy, ditto. Bold Star to the outside from Causeway Girl, High Stranger, Viridine, Shimino. Grey Worm lets down at the 200 metres from How-O-Matic, Prophet's Thumb. Garner on the inside and Bold Star down the middle. Prophet's Thumb at the 100 takes the lead narrowly. Bold Star, Garner back on the inside. Prophet's Thumb just in front of Garner. Prophet's Thumb. Prophet's Thumb has won from a photo. Bold Star or Garner, then Grey Worm from Viridine, How-O-Matic. Behind them, Sword of Mercy, High Stranger, Causeway Girl and Shimino.
Prophet's Thumb wins her first race for the Freedman's Stable. They've done so much work getting her back to health and fitness. She's a quirky horse. She appreciates being down.
Nelly, not much more than a nose, and whatever the margin was there, short neck is the official margin. 9.342.
Preferential trip for Prophet's Thumb, regardless of who's been training her. Bold Star runs in a second in this race for the second year in a row, then went and run, beaten 3 lengths, 8th in at Oakley Plate. Do we think Prophet's Thumb's got what's required to go and have a throw at the stumps in the Oakley Plate?
Oh, I think this was her race, but, you know, Jamie Carr sticks, you never know. Look, it looked a really tough race on paper, and I think it probably sort of lived up to expectations as far as that was concerned, and I've got to say, I thought Bold Star could potentially get there yesterday, and with Prophet's Thumb, Prophet's Thumb's yet another horse that, I don't know, Jamie just seems to win on these horses that have trouble finding the line.
Yeah, that's what she's been known for recently, isn't it, Hutch? Horses that are problem horses or horses that just need that something to go their way to put Jamie Carr in the saddle, and she finds them, or they start winning. Interestingly, with Bold Star, he's still come home in the fastest closing splits of the meeting. And he sat close enough, but still couldn't get there. I don't know what Bold Star needs. I don't know what it is about this horse. He just keeps running really well.
He needs a really quick tempo, which he'll get in the Oakley.
He can get his nose in front.
Yeah, it's the Warham Oakley Plate as opposed to the Pippi Oakley Plate from last year, where he'll need binoculars to try and see the leaders.
Yep, absolutely.
That's Sir Dragonet for the CF Stakes. He opened up at $2.80 with Sportsbet, and 60% of early turnover was with the reigning Cox Plate champion. Well, it's amazing how much a difference a day of punting is since 9 a.m. this morning, because you have a look at Crosshaven, the 3-year-old gelding. He's a track and trip winner here, winning the Caulfield Guineas Prelude, $3.80 into $3, rallies well. And then you've got Imaging.
This is a scratching. Here's the ATC out of order for the Group 1 CF4.
I'll be with Sir Dragonet. I just think he's a classy horse, and on the back of a trial.
Crosshaven's just returned in terrific order. He's furnished further, so he's been a lovely, sizable type of gelding and had sort of a little bit of substance to him. But I think, as I said, he's just strengthened further coming into this preparation.
Two in the market. We know Sir Dragonet opened up at $2.80. Well, he got out to as much as $3.10 today, earlier this morning.
But towards the inside, holds them set, and they're racing in the CF4. Dropping out to the tail, Angel of Truth. Crosshaven began really fast with Sovereign Award. Not far away, Streets of Avalon as expected, and behind them, Blazejowski. Sovereign Award will lead Streets of Avalon. Crosshaven third, one off the fence outside of Blazejowski. They were followed by Imaging, and next along the inside is Arcadia Prince. In that group of horses off the back is Sir Dragonet, 2 lengths Humidor. Angel of Truth is last. Sovereign Award to the side of the track at the 950, blazes the trail by 2 lengths Streets of Avalon. A length and 3/4 Blazejowski, Crosshaven. Then came Imaging deeper. A length Sir Dragonet, 7 off the lead. Arcadia Prince, Humidor and Angel of Truth is last in the Orr. Sovereign Award kept them running. 650 metres to go. 2 lengths Streets of Avalon, 2 1/4 Blazejowski. Crosshaven followed by Imaging. Next in the field, Humidor. Sir Dragonet is third last. Then Arcadia Prince and Angel of Truth is last. Sir Dragonet given a slap with the whip around the turn. Sovereign Award had them chasing at the 350 from Streets of Avalon. Crosshaven, Imaging to the middle of the track, and then Blazejowski. Streets of Avalon at the 200. Here's Imaging pounding down the middle, and then came Crosshaven. Streets of Avalon digs in, 100 to go. Imaging not there yet. Streets of Avalon, Imaging, stride for stride. Streets of Avalon fights. It's a winner. Streets of Avalon won the Group 1. Imaging second. Crosshaven third. Humidor is up for 4 with Angel of Truth, Blazejowski, and then came Sir Dragonet, never sighted, Sovereign Award, and last of all was Arcadia Prince.
He's so tough. He's just a track and distance specialist, and Imaging had him cold. Craig Williams went past him, and Zach Spain dug deep on Streets of Avalon. He wins his second Group 1. Shane Nichols wins his third. But for a young man who grew up in the Northern Territory, there's a moment he'll never forget. Zach Spain's a Group 1 winning.
Let's have a look at yesterday's feature, the $500,000 Group 1 CF4, as mentioned, the first Group 1 in Victoria of 2021. Streets of Avalon emulates Suavito, who won the Futurity 1 year and then came back and won the Orr the following in 2015-16. Zach Spain's first Group 1. Shane Nichols third, as mentioned. He had a heart attack the day after the Turnbull. We talk about it was last year. It was only about 4 or 5 months ago. Zach Spain has been on Streets of Avalon for 25 of his 54 starts so far, including 6 wins in the Hariba, the Australia Stakes and now the Orr.
Yeah, good relationship. And look, as far as how the race was run, the first section was the steadiest, and then they really ramped it up for the second and third sections. And look, Streets of Avalon, as you can see, Imaging, a key part of the race early was Sir Dragonet kicked up and just kept Imaging in that 3 wide line, meant that Craig Williams was just exposed for a fair portion of the race. He did hit the front, I think, as we can see in the shots, but Streets of Avalon does what he does, and he just dug in for the fight and proved too strong.
Let's pick up Matt Hill's call of the Orr.
With the whip around the turn, Sovereign Award had them chasing at the 350 from Streets of Avalon. Crosshaven, Imaging to the middle of the track, and then Blazejowski. Streets of Avalon at the 200. Here's Imaging pounding down the middle, and then came Crosshaven. Streets of Avalon digs in, 100 to go. Imaging not there yet. Streets of Avalon, Imaging, stride for stride. Streets of Avalon fights. It's a winner. Streets of Avalon won the Group 1.
Streets of Avalon is a street fighter indeed. His second Group 1, as mentioned. Zach Spain, winning jockey again, a magnificent story breaking through for his first Group 1. He's making his way to Ballarat for the tough on-pacer who wins a Group 1 over 1400 at Caulfield. There's been a few of them through history.
He reminds me a lot of Regal Roller, like sits on speed. 1400 metres is his specialty. When it gets beyond 1400 metres, he tends to struggle, but he's really strong over that 1400 metres to be able to dig deep. I mean, Imaging was probably a little bit unlucky. 3 wide, no cover, the trip. There was nowhere else that Craig Williams could be on the horse given the way the race unfolded. And that probably just told in that last 150 metres.
Done it a couple of times.
But the big story, of course, was Sir Dragonet, and especially Mike, because not only did we have the theatre of the entire day where is he running, is he not running, is he suited, stable or confident?
That he was coming to play, and to get a 1400 metre Group 1 win on a horse like that, CV, is immensely valuable. So the horse was wound up coming to play, but his overseas career would say that, you know, he's not effective until he gets to 2,000 metres and beyond it. Yesterday he just didn't even get into the race. I mean, I'd be quite disappointed if I was the Connections that he didn't even run through the line. He was gone a long way out.
Yeah,
those tickets were confetti at the 600.
I certainly got him wrong. I thought he'd run a lot better than what he did, he, you know, Bossy commented after the race that he was strong through the line. I sort of would agree with you. I'd sort of almost dispute that.
Behind the diamond favourite, Easy to Like. Nice for water win races and high in the mix, but one on top clearly, 9, 11, 13.
Gator, can I ask you, do you think $1.70 or $1.65 is the right price for Profiteer?
Well, I did make this horse the best for the day, so I would expect it's probably...
Gates are back. The racing Profiteer jumped out well. So did Pegasi. Arthur Francis fast into stride, but Profiteer's going to lead. And Ashima on the improve. Pegasi second. Ashima goes to third. Followed then by Paper Daisy. Arthur Francis out deep on the outside of Mystic Gem. Further back to Mandalong Cash out deep from Brever Brook. Then came Baranoff from Jessica Rabbit. Keefe out deed. Then Festival Dancer, high, nice for what? Going between runners. Our Mistaken Identity's last. Profiteer, he's running some time in the lead. And Profiteer's going to turn 3 lengths in front of Ashima and Pegasi off the bridle. Further back to Arthur Francis, Mystic Gem. Then Paper Daisy from Baranoff. Inside the 250 and Profiteer's well clear. Ashima goes to a clear second. Arthur Francis to third. But it's Profiteer well clear. The capitalist caught. In fact, he's extending. What a superstar. Profiteer, and a big payday for his owners. Winning the Inglis Millennium in a romp. The roughie Baranoff may have pinned second, an inch in front of Pegasi. Nice for what late on the scene. Then Paper Daisy, Festival Dancer, Mandalong Cash.
How could we beat it? Huey Bowman, he went quick. And just go back to those first couple of sections. Slowest 12.59. Look at that margin. They've run 64.29. I can't wait to hear what Mick Price thinks of that.
Incredible. He's in the picture now, this horse. He's like that, taking bad luck out of the equation. He's certainly an exciting prospect who's beautifully set up for this race, and Bowman just said, no, I'm not mucking around.
Screens at home on Thoroughbred Central. 10.32 for the 1,000 to the 800, and then a 10.7 from the 800 to the 600. What are you both thinking?
Well, I think it's natural running 2-year-olds. And Mick Price was horrified. You know, I say welcome to Sydney, champ. We run them at decent speeds here in Sydney. You know, not trots and canners and sprints home. So it seemed impressive, wasn't he?
Yes.
Mm.
I don't say welcome to Sydney, champ. I say I'm a little bit nicer. I'm in awe. I just think that Enthar has found a challenger. I haven't seen one yet, and I think that this is what we saw yesterday. It was an unbelievable performance. I had a feeling that this was going to happen yesterday. I had a feeling that they were going to use his speed and show his dominance and sort of make a bit of a statement, and that's exactly what he did. But in hindsight, he's probably going to have to cool the jets a bit if you want to run a strong 1,200 metres.
Yeah, look, his greatest asset is his speed. I'm a great believer in using their assets, and his asset is gate speed and rhythm, and he's a beautiful, moving, you know, daisy-cutting type of horse. And
Bowman allowed him to.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of upside, and he does look a real golden slipper type. There's no doubt about it. He's in the picture. He's been well handled, and there's...
Enthar 450 favourite. Profiteer was 15 into 6 and then straight into 5 and then Remark at 15. The Magic Millions winner at Ramwick, 5 minutes away. High calculations for both the Blue Diamond and also the Golden Slipper. Here we have the Inglis Sprint, the $1 million race for the 3-year-olds. Prime.
And Japri and Samu jump well together with Dame Giselle deep out of. There's Malkovich showing great speed, and Malkovich will take the lead from Samu. Japri and the Bopper drives up on the inside. Dame Giselle jump well, but she's drifting back. Bella Nipotina on the improve, followed by last of all Malkovich going along at a good speed, as he often does, by a length and a half on Japri. The Bopper Bopper in third, Asami without cover, followed by Bella Nipotina, then Rule of Law, Prime Star moving up out 3 wide, followed by Rocketing by Dame Giselle. McDonald's getting wide now, and Ole Kirk second last, and Gabe Mayuse at the rear. Malkovich left the fence, got 2 lengths in front of Japri, then the Bopper from Asami, Prime Star. Dame Giselle's running on, and Ole Kirk as well. Here come the big guns down the outside. Prime Star's bursting through, and Rocketing by getting through. Rocketing by Prime Star. Ole Kirk the outside getting past Dame Giselle. Rocketing by in front of the Inglis Sprint. Wow, what a performance. Rocketing by's really raised the bar to win the $1 million feature from Prime Star, Ole Kirk, and then Dame Giselle, followed by Bella Nipotina, Japri, the Bopper, Rule of Law. Further back to Gabe Mayu, Malkovich, and Asamu was last to finish.
I don't know whether I've heard a roar like that right from the time that Rocketing by dashed through the owners. I don't know how many there are. It sounds like there's 1,000 of them. They are cheering and roaring their hearts out because they
held Prime Star terrific first up. The other 2 presented but weren't good enough on the day.
All right, this is going to be fun here. Here, David Pfeiffer, he won't be able to hear a question. Kerry McAvoy's coming back. This is
away from the winner. I thought he was excellent. He didn't have a lot of luck at Randwick last start when Huey Bowman rode him, and he was able to sort of interchange into gears and hit the line really strongly, and he showed that again yesterday.
David Pfeiffer carries around his lucky charm now.
Yeah.
Young Derby.
Young Derby, what a great name. His son Derby was there
this morning. If you're thinking of having something on, certainly interest would have been peaked. $4.80 into $4 flat.
There you go, yeah. I mean, she's the class, absolutely. I mean, as you say, if this was a handicap, they'd be giving her 10 plus kilos. So it doesn't always work that way. Obviously, it worked well last week if you're a Probabeel fan. Didn't work so well if you're an Ole Kirk fan of those weight scales. So it doesn't always. It doesn't.
Set to go. The Vanity, 1400. All clear given, and away they go. Thunder Peak took a backward step and goes back to the end with a pinch of luck. Long Dwan, the bolter, fired out and led with Zoo Dancer from that inside draw, got to second. Starrel third, and Island Joy followed by Pindigo. Long Dwan blasted off about 2 lengths, Zoo Dancer, and then came on the outside Island Joy. Further back is Starrel, 1.25 lengths Personal, Salto Angel, 1.25 lengths a pinch of luck, Vespertine, and last of all is Thunder Peak as they come up towards the turn. 650 metres to go. It's been quite a good tempo where it's Long Dwan leading Zoo Dancer. 2 lengths Island Joy, Starrel, followed by Personal, 4 off the front. 2 further back, Salto Angel, and then came a pinch of luck and well back Vespertine, and last into the straight is Thunder Peak. They've got to Long Dwan. Zoo Dancer takes the lead under a hold from Island Joy. Starrel needs a run. Personal down the outer, and then came Salto Angel, Vespertine. Zoo Dancer went for home at the 250. Hands and heels, 2.5. 3 legs Personal, Starrel, Island Joy, and then Thunder Peak, but it's Zoo Dancer for Jamie Carr. She's going to notch up a double, and Zoo Dancer is going to trot in. Impressive. Zoo Dancer won it. 5 legs Personal, Starrel third, and then came Island Joy. Next in the field, Thunder Peak, Vespertine, a pinch of luck. Salto Angel has finished second last in a gap Long Dwan.
Oh, she's got an element of quality about her, this filly. A filly by Zoostar cost $150,000 at the Magic Millions yearling sales for Bennett Racing. Team Corsons have got her humming along. She was a terrific winner.
Second of Jamie Carr's 3 wins on the day came aboard. Zoo Dancer for the team from the Corsten stable. Leaps from a maiden on Dunkeld Cup Day to a Group 3 win in 4 starts. 55 days since the win at Flemington in a 1,400-metre benchmark 70. Mystic Journey, Mosheen, Miss Finland are the fillies to win the Australian Guineas in the last 15 years, and it might be the path that Zoo Dancer's going to try and trot.
Look, it was a very visually impressive win, wasn't it?
Takes the lead under a hold from Island Joy. Starrel needs a run. Personal down the outer, and then came Salto Angel, Vespertine. Zoo Dancer went for home at the 250. Hands and heels, 2.5. 3 legs Personal, Starrel, Island Joy, and then Thunder Peak, but it's Zoo Dancer for Jamie Carr. She's going to notch up a double, and Zoo Dancer is going to trot in. Impressive. Zoo Dancer won it.
There's no greater indication in racing in Victoria, I think, that you're on the winner when Matt Hill's voice changes gears about 200 metres out and he tells you it's 2 lengths, then it's 3 lengths. And those checkered flag silks have been early parts of summer, and you go, we've got to try and find a gap in the calendar to bring her back for those better races.
You don't see many horses resume at Dunkeld that end up winning a Vanity. So maybe one of the owners comes from the Western Districts and they wanted to win a race on Dunkeld Cup Day, because normally the quality of horses that are running on Dunkeld Cup Day, with respect to everyone who's won a race down there, they're normally sort of, right at the bottom end of the barrel. So,
what price was she that? They just
$4.
$4.
$4 at Dunkeld.
$4 at Dunkeld.
Not a bad
hindsight, what a beautiful thing.
Can you believe it?
Was that a bit on?
$7.50 Wednesday night, $6 this morning, 9 a.m, now into $5. Really good support for this New Zealand horse. Look, last start, got beaten in a Group 1 over there. It's only had 5 starts, being thrown around with several different horses, but now market gets fair income on race day, and they've really identified 3 horses. Asa holding its price at that $4.40. So if you're with this horse, positive.
Gates are back and racing. Dom to Shoot was slow, goes back to the end with the present Grand Slam. Azar fired out from Tagaloa. Zacta Boss here to Shockers, pushing forward out deeper. Mawunga's nice and close as well as they settle down. And also in that group of horses, Bel Toro. They were followed by Brando around Camborne. And then so it's here to Shock, fires off into the lead at the 800 metres. Speed pretty good, followed by Tagaloa second. Azar got the trail third. 2 lengths Mawunga. Zacta Boss followed by Brando, 3 wide from Camborne, 1 off the fence outside of Luna Fox. Then came Cherry Tortoni as they run the corner. Around those horses, Embolism tracked by Grand Slam. Cherry Tortoni well back in the field with Dom to Shoot, and also the Prez last. 400 metres to go. It's here to Shock, held together with Tagaloa the outside. Azar presenting wider, then Zacta Boss wayward from Bel Toro. Mawunga under the whip. Cherry Tortoni, Embolism and Dom to Shoot wider. Tagaloa at the clock tower with on the outside Azar, 3/4 of a length away, but Tagaloa kicks, pins the ears back from Azar. Mawunga late, but going well as Tagaloa. Tagaloa clear, and Tagaloa beat Azar. Mawunga, Cherry Tortoni, Dom to Shoot 5. A gap in the field, Bel Toro, Camborne, Grand Slam, followed by Zacta Boss. Then Embolism, Luna Fox. Brando got tired, here to Shock Ditto, and the Prez amongst the tail enders.
Class in the race comes through. He's a Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old. This colt by Lord Tagaloa. First time he wears the Yulong colours. He'll be standing there at stud in the future, and the new colours have done the trick, helped by an inside barrier. He carries the penalty and he gives them all a beating. Asa runs second yet again. Mawunga, that's a nice return.
Credit to you, you had Tagaloa giving it a chance. Market certainly was against, was a double-figure price. Wide first up in the Manfred. Luke Curry taking full advantage of the inside draw here. Got to make mention that his worst defeat in the last 12 months was beaten 4 lengths, 4th in a Golden Slipper, so he has been around the mark.
I don't think to be honest, I'm not sure he really went anywhere. There's been 1 or 2 bit flat runs, but what happened yesterday, he went to Flemington, he went to 1400, and he got an opportunity to travel. This was a great effort on sectional times-wise. It was the clear standout of the day. They went at a quick tempo from go to woe. Ranked number 1 any way you cut it on the daily sectionals. And have a look at the way he travelled at Flemington yesterday since his debut career run up the straight. Looked like it certainly suited him.
You'll recall there was a truckload of money for him, Caulfield Guineas Day. He was backed into favourite, so the stable's confidence around him running a mile in the Caulfield Guineas was supreme, and obviously he had an issue in that race and was well beaten. Never Travelled was gone at about the 800. I think, Hutch, you touched on the point yesterday. He just travelled so sweetly from about the 600. This horse can hit a flat spot, but yesterday at the top of the straight, the jockey hadn't asked for him, and compared to his run at Caulfield, you knew that he was going to find late and drawing away, carrying 59.5 kilos. Anything that finished behind him yesterday is going to meet him significantly worse off at the weights when they go around in the Australian Guineas. So those horses are going to need to improve 4, 5, 6 lengths to be competitive with Tagaloa in the Guineas.
The sectional times...
Run a mile, whereas we know Tagaloa will run a mile.
For mine, Asa just has a short sprint, and I think he needs to travel. I think he's better with cover. I think he's run well, but I can't see anything beating the winner if he holds that form. Ultimately, he's gone. He set a quick tempo, but the back markers were probably, from that point of view, suited, because he's ramped it up and they've done no work and they couldn't make much of an impression. I mean, ultimately in the race...
Winners of the CS Hayes, particularly in strong times, to back up and win
We've got
Guineas.
to talk about Brando.
Yeah.
Lightning is a ripper. Reigning Australian Sprinter of the Year, Nature Strip. 4th in last year's race when odds-on favourite is back for redemption with racing's biggest star as his new
mouth-watering lineup. Only 8 runners, but the elite 8 runners, 1,000 metres down the straight.
Lightning Stakes here sets up to be an absolute belter. The last 2 races, the 3-year-olds for the fillies and the boys that we've just seen, they've ran really quickly timed too, so they're going to absolutely light up the straight here. 57.5's to the standard time. Well, they're going to bust that right open. Bivouac, huge support today. $2.80 now into $2.30, and I don't think that $2.30...
That have won the Lightning. And horse number 1 is Nature Strip, having his second attempt at the race. He was beaten as an odds-on favourite last year, but Hutch, he's got J Carr this year.
Yeah, it might be a marriage made in heaven, the pair of those. And his trial was terrific, I thought. You know, once again, I think he usually gets better with the run under the belt, but they might have this race targeted. We know how much he loves the straight. Look, it's just what a race it is. I'm going to go with Fabigino at a price. I just think that it's worth a gamble.
He's a powerhouse sprinter. I think he's so well suited down the straight at Flemington. I think he gets a lovely run just in behind the speed.
Just a brilliant parade. She looks like she's in outstanding order. She's fast. She's so good, fresh. She conserves it.
AM now into $2.10. We're betting around 108, 107%, and this horse just continues to firm in. This is a substantial go here, punters, for Bivouac. Nature Strip, well, conversely, he's just getting soft out to $4.50. Nothing else I can push you into other than the fact that September Run, the market's heavily against this horse. She'll probably start.
Signal, and away they go. Bivouac jumped away quickly with Pippi, and also September Runners just behind those in the early stages. Nature Strip away cleanly too. After 150 metres, Pippi is going to blaze the trail hard, and led by 2 lengths Nature Strip and Bivouac, and they were followed by Fabigino, who's very deep on the track but showing a lot of speed and is isolated from the others. Swats that on the outside of the group, and then came September Run, Helvorsen. Elite Street is last onto the course proper. 500 metres to go. It's Pippi in front by a length. Nature Strip, 3 lengths. Swats that, Bivouac, and Fabigino's out under the arches from September Run, Helvorsen and Elite Street. It's Pippi joined by Nature Strip over on the far side. Then Swats that, and behind those Bivouac there, the hopes. Nature Strip at the clock tower, kicks a length and a half. Pippi Swats that, Bivouac, and then September Run. Nature Strip over towards the inside rail lead. Swats that, September Run's flying, but Nature Strip is going to do it. Nature Strip wins from September Run. Swats that, Fabigino or Bivouac for 4. A gap, Pippi, Helvorsen, and last to finish, Elite Street.
Australian Horse of the Year, that's him at his absolute sublime best. Jamie Carr has got Nature Strip. He has turned back the clock, and she's got him to his dynamic on-speed best. He allowed Pippi just to fly along, and then Jamie said, let's go, boy. Up on the inside, September Run, and Swats that. Charge late, Fabigino.
Nature Strip did the rest, but there's a lot to talk out of this race. The 3-year-olds, haven't they stood up here with September Run? And
what about the performance from it late? Everyone will be going straight to the computer or looking at the phone, looking at the futures markets for the new market, because a 3-year-old filly, she's just missed out here at Weight for Age. She get in nicely at the handicap conditions. 56
by the winning post, and they would have been there cheering me on, but what a horse. Unbelievable.
You were keen just to stay away from the other horses. Take us through your tactics in that race.
Honestly, I just let him do whatever he wanted to do then. He was just beautiful early. Pippi setting a nice hot tempo. And
yesterday's Black Caviar Lightning. Hutch, break it down for us from the get-go. Nature Strip grabs a 5th Group 1.
Yeah, it was, look, there was so much part of this race in terms of how they run the race. Well, it's ranked high in the IVR, ranked reasonably high as well, even on the raw times, and Pippi did her usual thing. She's gone out a touch ahead of standard through those early stages. I think, you know, it was interesting, wasn't it, with Fabigino on this far side racing solo, and Nature Strip just in a good rhythm, sitting off for a change, a reasonably strong tempo. Like in terms of how they went with standard, etc., they were around standard pretty much the first 2 sections, and they didn't. The last part of the race was a touch slower. Nonetheless, it ranked pretty well, and it was a solid win. It wasn't dissimilar really to Nature Strip's time last year.
Kicks a length and a half. Pippi Swats that, Bivouac, and then September Run. Nature Strip over towards the inside rail lead. Swats that, September Run's flying, but Nature Strip is going to do it. Nature Strip wins from September Run.
It unfolded as you would have liked if you were Chris Waller and Jamie Carr. They had the speed influences to have a little bit of a...
It was for Bivouac. It was almost like it was just one out for Bivouac, but, you know, clearly the horse was disappointing during the spring, Nature Strip that is, so Chris Waller and the team down in Melbourne have done a fantastic job getting this horse back to something like his best, because that was as good as Nature Strip can go yesterday.
We've seen Nature Strip in...
We've got to talk about Bivouac though, don't we? Jamie's had a spot, but Bivouac, disappointing, Mike.
I thought he was very disappointing.
I was a bit no man's land here a bit.
But his first up runs over 1,100 metres in previous preparations have been just fair, so back to 1,000 metres. First up is not his go, and I don't think 1,000 metres is his go either. The only tick yesterday was the straight.
It was not going to figure unless he turned it around quickly, and he was... Look, you cannot obviously give up on him. I just don't think the 1,000, but what a run.
But
also.
September Run has given Bivouac probably 3 or 4 lengths at the 300-metre mark and beaten him home comfortably. So if there's a run out of the race, I mean, it's blindingly obvious, it's September Run. There's no way that Bivouac could turn the tables on September Run in the Newmarket if they repeat those runs.
So Glenn Boss's comments, bit fresh, bit close for Bivouac, but clearly going to benefit from the run. You mentioned September Run, the Newmarket beckons, and you talk about things being at the beck and call of a horse. Well, it absolutely sets up beautifully. Sunlight winning the race 2 years ago, it looks like a very, very similar trajectory.
It was a freakish performance from September Run when plenty of people, even Chris Waller, came out and said the 1,000 metres is probably going to be too sharp. She's had to come across the heels of Bivouac, really let rip. She's come home in the fastest closing splits, fastest 800, 600, 400 and 200 of the meeting off a pretty hot speed set by Pippi. So it was a monster performance. Her leg speed is just phenomenal. Cannot wait to see her in the Newmarket, and she's going to be awfully hard to beat. As Nigel said, it's
on Super Saturday. A quick look at the Oakley Plate market. Ancestry we're expecting to probably be the favourite for that event, coming in fresh after, not surprisingly, has September Run at the top. Chris Waller on radio this morning saying that the Challenge, the William Reid and maybe the Newmarket are on the agenda.
I don't think there's no way September Run will start $3.50 or north of that in the Newmarket. It'll be a 2 in front of it, and it may even be odds on.
So what do they do with Swatch that? Do they just try and find...
Looking like this.
OK, Masked Crusader number 7, Tommy Berry on for Hawks Racing.
Yeah, interested in the yard report with him. He's had one trial where he was very good. Look, he's short enough considering he's a benchmark 79 horse, and he's been a beaten odds-on favourite every time last preparation. So
a very good horse. That month between runs, that's the key to him. They keep him fresh
and forward. In
Kieran's a big danger. A very good horse. That month between runs, that's the key to him. They keep him fresh. He found
off and racing, and Southern Lad got it off to a good start wide out with an aggressive right album and landed right on the speed. Masked Crusader sent forward with Gem Song just restraining on the other lad, travelling strongly in the lead by length and Albumin, followed by Masked Crusader, still continuing to over race on the outside of Victorium. Then Gem Song from Hightail and Rahiram being stoked up last as they come around the turn now. Southern Lad comes well out the fence, leads by a couple and Albumin, followed by Victorium. Masked Crusader, he's still 5 off the lead, being roused along. Then Hightail, Rahiran still back last. Southern Lad goes to the 200 with a 2-length lead on Victorium. Masked Crusader getting into his work now. He's starting to dig in, and Masked Crusader quickly raced up to hit the lead now, and Masked Crusader edges away to win it. Second goes to Southern Lad just in front of Victorium and the fast finishing Gem Song. Then came Albumin, Rahiran very late on the scene, and Hightail never a factor.
Masked Crusader is back, the first time he's been tested at stakes level, and he does that on a track that is certain. And first go at Stakes Company today, but he's there for good now, isn't he?
Oh, he is. You know, as I said, he's gone through a lot of...
2 horses resuming there off little injuries. Victorium just blew out late. He was excellent. And Gem Song, they'd have to be so happy with that after having the tendon injury and being off for so long. So the winner... It's all about the winner, but those two trying to get back on track, Gem Song and Victorium, that's a good start-off point.
We had a chat to Michael.
To do last perhaps, it just shows you how he's matured as a horse, and for him to let down like that on a heavy deck in Stakes Company for the first time was a massive effort. I think he's definitely better than this sort of company. Myself and the horse didn't make it too easy.
Big race for the 3-year-old fillies coming up. Group 2, the Tab Lightfingers Stakes over 1,200. Mounting Yard brought to you.
Start and then hasn't won since, but I just think she's been work in progress.
Of course, round out the program.
Yeah, look, I've gone with Away Game here. She made a star in Isotope.
The fillies are off now, and Vangelic left the gates cleanly, together with Every Rose pretty sharp out. Elizabeth handy, and there's the favourite Away Game quickly on the scene. Thermosphere's caught out deep. Love Sound. Every Rose staying pretty deep here, but has the lead out by a couple on Thermosphere, pushing on. Getting up on the outside of Vangelic, and Away Game fourth. Elizabeth's deeper out. A length off to Karma Lass, then came Nicky's Fling. Further back to Hungry Heart, 3 out. Love Sensation there as well. Further back then to Joviality from Felizi. Never Talk, Sweet Reply, and Orpheum's last of all. Vangelic hugging the rails. Every Rose still the leader though from Vangelic, and Thermosphere goes to third. A couple off to Away Game. Then came Elizabeth, 250 out. Every Rose still going in the lead. Out by 2 lengths on Away Game. She's getting into a work, giving chase. Every Rose a length and a half to Away Game. Never Talk late on the scene. Every Rose still in front. Never Talk is charging home late at Every Rose. Every Rose just got in there from Never Talk, and Away Game has run third. Followed by Elizabeth, Thermosphere, Love Sensation, Hungry Heart late. Further back to Vangelic. Then came Felizi, Nicky's Fling, Karma Lass, Sweet Reply, Orpheum, and Joviality.
Big win by Every Rose. She was taking little steps. If she can take little steps, she's so big. 1,200 metres, a Group 2, and it was Every Rose for Newnham and Parr.
Yeah, unbelievable. To think she hasn't won since the gym crack at 2, her first start, and then Mark is just such a terrific trainer. He had confidence about this filly in interviews coming into this preparation. He was brave enough to give her a really hard second trial. Little queries on her running 1,200 metres out. Run it out. She did work and held them off, and I thought she was terrific there. Never Talk probably nearly caught them on with her fitness there, but you'd have to say unlucky. The wide draw was costly for her, and just ducking and weaving at vital stages, you could probably say with an even run she probably can win. I think Away Game had her chance. There was no real...
At Reef States, a Group 2 at Randwick, and Greg Radley in the team.
Feature race of the day here at Royal Randwick. It's the Yulong Apollo Stakes over 1,400, Group 2 weight for age. And this
the best, but she can't do anything bar B in the finish here. Just a little bit tempo.
Yeah, often racing, Very Elegant flopped out of the gates last, and Prince Farwas jumped well off the inside with Colding mustering. Colette will park in the third, and Fun Star across to fourth, 1 out, 1 back. 2 lengths clear from Toffee Tongue, 50 Stars, Very Elegant whizzing up the fence, and last of all is Mugger 2. So Prince Farwas has been off the scene for a bit, shows the way by a half length on Colding, and Colette lands a good spot third inside Fun Star. Very Elegant goes to fifth now. On the inside of Toffee Tongue, then Mugger 2 and 50 Stars 6 off the lead last. Prince Farwas leads down the side at almost 100 to 1, a neck in front to Colding, followed by Colette on the inside of Fun Star. Very Elegant locked up towards the inside, although McDonald looks to be trying to push off there from Toffee Tongue. Driving right up behind the Mugger 2, and 50 Stars is last. Prince Farwas being tested a bit by Colding a long way up. Then came Fun Star from Colette. Very Elegant is off the fence now. From Toffee Tongue the outside, Mugger 2 and 50 Stars into the straight now, and Colding lays it down to Prince Farwas. Colette's off the fence from Fun Star. Very Elegant 3 lengths away. Colette lays it down to Colding, and Colette takes the lead. Got a half length up on Colding. Then Fun Star and Very Elegant, but Colette rips away with the Apollo Stakes. Brilliant first up performance. Colette won it by 2 lengths to Colding, and a neck back to Very Elegant. Then Fun Star, Mugger 2 late, a gap back to Toffee Tongue from 50 Stars and Prince Farwas.
What a great mare she is, Colette. What a great mare. She has won 3 on a heavy, 1 on a soft. She's unbeaten where there's any juice in the track. She's an Oaks winner. She's a Golden Eagle winner, and she's run away from a great field here today. She's back with a big bang, and she's getting better. The sky is the limit. Cruised to an easy victory with Rachel King on board in yesterday's weight for age Apollo Stakes.
This was amazing. I don't know if this was expected or not. The market suggested no. Is she just an outstanding mare, or is she one of the best wet track trackers we've ever seen. That's yet to be sorted out, I would suggest, but to be arrogant in a field like this for a mare that we thought, well, James was talking Sydney Cup before the race, so it was just an incredible performance. Colding was good, but I reckon he's better on a little bit drier track where he can explode a little bit better. So he's on target for the mile weight for age race there. Not a lot went right for Very Elegant, did it really? She missed the start and he gave her a dig and then she got back to those old habits where she had that little bit of a light mouth. But I think that's all through just being that little bit too fresh.
Yeah, and she's, as Chris has reported and same as James, she's a bit more bigger and stronger and more furnished this time around. So I think the run will definitely bring her on. Just with Colette, I think she is just a very, very good wet tracker, but so is Very Elegant. You have to remember that. And Very Elegant won a Group 1 first up last preparation. So I think that we're seeing an
about Mugger
beat.
What are you saying about Mugger 2? I thought he got more than a pass mark.
More than a pass mark. I thought he was excellent. He was working home, steaming home back in the field, and he's definitely going to be better over further, which is to be expected. But really interested to see what James Cummings and Rachel King had to say after the race. They were delighted.
And also the Queen Elizabeth, and then we'll show you a couple of Colette's stablemates who had a gallop there yesterday, both Crusader and Villiers, who are getting ready to return to the races. What did you think of them yesterday, Lizzie, as they get?
Young Verter on that occasion over 1,800 metres, that was Flemington, and I like this first up 1,800 from Team Kumani, and the money has come. $2.45. Butter Chicken's kept safe. $5.50 next best, Young Verter. This horse gets the nose roll and tongue tie on for the first time. He was pretty
good line too. Butter Chicken goes back to last with a Dandy Man and Young Verter. Satanta broke well with Nevaez and Milton Park out wider. Wano got to fourth. 2 lengths Perua, Wise Counsel, Quay. A length and a half Young Verter. Well back Butter Chicken, and last a Dandy Man as they Chicken, Wise Counsel. Young Verter second last outside of a Dandy Man. So it's Nevaez, 850 metres to go in the Autumn Classic, led by 3/4 of a length. To Satanta, Milton Park tugs its way up 3 wide. 104th the inner, then came Perua and Quay. Vexed in the field is Wise Counsel, and then came a Dandy Man the inside. Well back in the field, approaching the turn, Butter Chicken, as the field clutters up, and Young Verter just dropped away there momentarily at the tail. Milton Park set alight at the 400, moves up to Satanta and Nevaez. Again the field marginally off the fence. Perua is out, Quay's trying to barge out too, and then came Wano. It's Milton Park at the 200. Perua's the first to attack, followed by Quay. Butter Chicken runs on. Perua took the lead at the 150, followed by Quay and Butter Chicken late. Perua led by a length. Butter Chicken, who's finishing strongly, but Perua holds on. She'll win it. Perua neck Butter Chicken, Quay. Photo 4, Young Verter or Milton Park. Then came Satanta, Wise Counsel, Wano, a Dandy Man, and Nevaez knocked up.
Well, the fillies fight it out. Perua defeats Butter Chicken, Damien Lane over Jamie Carr, and a big win for Lindsay Park and for Coolmore. A Fastnet Rock filly out of a quality filly called Fontaine Ruby, who won an Edward Manifold and a Caulfield Classic. She put some stoutness in there, and it's a terrific performance over 1,800 metres after win.
A filly's Quinella with Butter Chicken at its third start for Graham Begg, taking ground off the winner but not able to get there in the end. Perua's gone from winning a Wangaratta maiden 3 starts back. They're both likely to head to Sydney now, these fillies. And Hutch, interested in your thoughts. Position in running was perhaps a key difference here.
Well, there was good tempo. Nevaez went, through that first part of the race well ahead of standard, even on the raw time. So there was good pace in this race. Perua got a beautiful run in the race. What do we do with Young Werther? Look at him out the back. I know the last 100 was okay, but gee whiz, I thought it was just a run.
Quay tack on, didn't he? But late in the race, his last 100 was really strong. But I just think that the staying 3-year-old Colts and Gelding's form this season is very, very ordinary.
Well, Quay was well backed, had every possible. Butter Chicken, third career start, Grace, nice run.
Great run from Butter Chicken. She oozes ability as a staying filly. Graham Begg was thrilled. I mean, just look at her strong through the line. She's a big, raw Savabeel filly, and at her third start to be doing this in a nice race, 1,800 metres, hoping that she can go on with it. They're going to continue to step her up and aim towards the ATC Oaks. Graham Begg thinks that she's got so much potential, but he is going to be wearing.
Jane, your first look at him since the 19th of September when he won the Rupert Clark.
Well, he's in better shape now than he was in the spring. He's a lot.
Cheers, Arcadia Queen. Well, as per usual for her, straight out onto the track. She doesn't enjoy the confines of the mounting yard. What a star she is. Caulfield Stakes, McKinnon, just all. Jamie Richards looking for career Group 1 number 40 in an incredible career. And he's only 31 years of age. He had Melody Bell run third in this race last year.
She's run first or second in 15 of her 20 starts. She won well first up. She didn't beat a great.
Close relative is Ole Kirk.
He's a real talent. He ran well first up in Inglis Sprint, and I was keen on Behemoth. I think with the alley, I don't think Ollie will be giving too much away. And
out of this mounting yard, there are a group of quality individuals, and you can certainly make a case for every single galloper that wandered around in the yard. I'm sticking with Probabeel. I think that she's taken the improvement she needs.
I love my job here at Sportsbet. Watching the money come in for these weight for age stars is unbelievable for the Futurity Stakes. I mentioned to you that Behemoth popped out to $3.50 there at one stage. Bang, he's back into $3.30. He's got his supporters, but it's Probabeel, folks. We were shopping around $4.40 today into $3.60 now.
Gates are back and they're racing, and Ole Kirk was slow, missed it by a length and a quarter. Arcadia Queen goes back with him with Mr. Quickie. Sosie Bond began fast with Behemoth, and also Too Close the Sun, Crosshaven wider, and also Streets of Avalon 5 widers pushing forward. Behind those, Probabeel looking to settle closer to the fence. She's 3 wide at the moment from Ole Kirk, Mr. Quickie. Arcadia Queen is last. Crosshaven took it up to the side at the 950 by 3/4 of a length to Streets of Avalon. Then Behemoth third, the inner tucked away from Too Close the Sun. A length and a half, Sosie Bon and Probabeel. Then Ole Kirk, Mr. Quickie, and Arcadia Queen is last. As they reach the 650, Crosshaven took a steadier, about a half length. Streets of Avalon inching closer. A length and a half, Too Close the Sun. Behemoth coiled away. 2 lengths, Sosie Bon. Probabeel 3 wide from Ole Kirk. Arcadia Queen just niggled at slightly. Last, Mr. Quickie. Crosshaven around the turn at the 400 metres held together. A length and a half, Streets of Avalon. Behemoth getting out now, the big man. Then came Probabeel. Ole Kirk up on the fence from Sosie Bon. Then Arcadia Queen. Crosshaven joined and headed now by Behemoth and Probabeel. She strikes the mare. Probabeel at the 200. Here's Arcadia Queen, a length and a quarter away. Probabeel a length, Arcadia Queen. Probabeel going well. Probabeel wins it. A half, Arcadia Queen. Mr. Quickie third from Behemoth, Sosie Bon. Then Streets of Avalon. Too Close the Sun, Crosshaven, and Ole Kirk was last. Probabeel, Damien Lane.
The honours go to New Zealand. Probabeel, the Epsom winners now, a Futurity winner. Damien Lane wins his 23rd career Group 1. He's an incredible rider. He joins the great Neville Voigt and Dwayne Dunn at that total. And what about Jamie Richards? He's 31 years of age. He's trained 40 Group 1s. Aidan O'Brien and Saeed bin Sarur all around the world have trained similar numbers at that age, and that is elite company. What a
the second of Damien Lane's wins yesterday, which came in the Group 1 Futurity. Probabeel coming off the victory in the Blamey on CF4 Day a couple of weeks ago. Benefit of that run under her belt, perhaps the difference between her and Arcadia Queen, and sets up a rematch in the All-Star Mile that we're really looking forward to. Her third Group 1, she's of course won the Surround and the Epsom in Sydney and had seconds in the Flight and the Vinery. She's a beauty.
Oh, what a winner. You've got to love her will to win, don't you? And she got a nice ride. She looks, it worked out perfectly for those run-on horses, didn't it, Arcadia and Probabeel, with regard to Ollie just kicking up early. They were ahead of after adjustments with the track, ahead of standard time. Good tempo with Crosshaven blinkers on. Gracie's got some news regarding Streets of Avalon, which we'll touch on after. Behemoth leaders back, probably just close enough to that speed on the inferior ground, but mightn't have made any difference. Probabeel was very good, and Arcadia Queen, I think she had a chance here, so it was it lived up to its billing, and it was a very good performance to the winner.
Mr. Quickie placed fresh once again as he was in the spring in the Memsey. Let's pick up the closing stages of yesterday's Futurity.
Behemoth getting out now, the big man. Then came Probabeel. Ole Kirk up on the fence from Sosie Bon. Then Arcadia Queen. Crosshaven joined and headed now by Behemoth and Probabeel. She strikes the mare. Probabeel at the 200. Here's Arcadia Queen, a length and a quarter away. Probabeel a length, Arcadia Queen. Probabeel going well. Probabeel wins wins it. A half Arcadia Queen, Mr. Quickie third from Behemoth.
So it sets it up just as the promoters would want it, the All-Star Mile in 4 weeks' time, and they're going to clash once again.
She's got a great winning strike rate, hasn't she, Probabeel? Like now 10 from 21. She was awesome first up when she resumed at Caulfield. A weight of money for her that day, and yesterday had the perfect run. I mean, at the top of the straight, there was only one horse who wanted to be on. I backed Behemoth. I thought he just pulled a little bit keen in the run.
Shifted out a bit in the straight too. I wonder if I don't know, he just did a couple...
full credit to the winner. She's flying.
Speaking of disappointing, what did we make of Ole Kirk and Crosshaven and the 3-year-olds at large?
Oh, you've got to have big question marks around them. There's no question, in conjunction with what we saw in Sydney as well about, them being defeated. But Ole Kirk, I mean, you can say it was on the worst part of the track, but Sosie Bond's been in basically the same spot and gone straight past them, beaten them by 2. Crosshaven and that, so they've probably maybe they've held their form and it's not that good.
They haven't been able to make...
I just love how versatile Probabeel is. She gives her all regardless of the rate shape and the position in the run. So it's between those two in the All-Star Mile, and what a clash it's going to be.
No doubt about it. And Arcadia Queen just gets better and better as the preparation goes on. 1,600 metres second up as opposed to Probabeel.
Factor in the valley.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, $4 of each two, I reckon, is just about the right play at the moment. The question for me will be track conditions when we get to it, if we're on some sort of...
Far away with wonderful prize money of $1.5 million, and also this beautiful necklace and a big crowd here at Caulfield. They're back at the races with smiles on their face because this is one of the...
At $2.40 for the Blue Diamond when markets first opened. Yeah, well, they crunched Enthar because she's unbeaten in her 2 starts, but due to some vet checks and a little bit of heat in the near front.
In lane, looking for a treble, can hit the Blue Diamond.
I'm with Enthar. She's been supremely impressive, and like I said, I'm just hoping that, she's turned up here, so I'm presuming that...
Backing Animo, and I'm saving on Enthar. 2 have drawn wide. I like both their preparations. Animo's...
For me, I just think his parade today just proves that he was getting ready for this particular race. The 1,200 metres...
Now for the favourite. Punters have rallied late for the... when she opened up, she was very popular, and she holds 3 times as much as Animo and also General Bow, so that's how popular the favourite Enthar is to win the...
Racing in the Diamond, Artorius was slow. Enthar away cleanly with Abseiler, and also showing a bit of speed towards the inside. Finance Tycoon, Jigsaw and General Bow. Enthar deep on the track is right up there too, and also disputing the front running is Pagazi as they settle down. A length and a half away next as Enthar is tracking very deep on the track to lead them clearly now from Jigsaw, General Bow, Finance Tycoon. Next out deeper on the track is Abseiler. 2 lengths away, Arcaded, Ingratiating, Construct, and then came Pagazi and Janibi from Wolves. Well back in the field, Animo with Artorius and Atotsu last. So it's Enthar up towards the turn at the 500. Clearly 2 1/4, Jigsaw, General Bow, Finance Tycoon, then Abseiler, Ingratiating, Construct, cutting the corner, Arcaded. Then came Animo the widest. Further back, Wolves in traffic from Artorius, Janibi, Atotsu and Pagazi. It's Enthar at the 200 metres from General Bow. Finance Tycoon, Ingratiating running on. Enthar has a fight. General Bow coming out of Finance Tycoon, Ingratiating, and Artorius is flying at the 50. Artorius pounces, bombs them and wins. Artorius from Ingratiating, photo third. Animo from Finance Tycoon, General Bow. Enthar got swamped, followed further back in the field by Construct and then Wolves, Jigsaw and Atotsu. A gap, Arcaded, Abseiler, well back, Pagazi and Janibi.
Has won the Blue Diamond, and the Freedmans combined with Luke Curry to do it again like they did it with Liar. But this time there's a very special element, and it is young Sam Freedman is a Group 1 winning trainer. He's been able to do it in a great race.
For 7 months. So it's been...
Luke Curry, the winning rider. Anthony and Sam Freedman win the Blue Diamond. Sam, you're a Group 1 winning trainer. Congratulations, mate.
No, thanks very much for the horse, and we're a big team. We've got some really good loyal staff. Rebecca Smith at Pinecliff, Steve Adams, Brad Taylor, Leanne Fielding, all our riders up at Flemington. I mean, it's just a big team effort, and yeah, it's just a huge thrill.
Tell us about...
$5 million was on the line in the Group 1 feature for the 2-year-olds yesterday. 50th edition, and Artorius produced a fairy tale of sorts for Luke Curry and Anthony and Sam Freedman, who won the race 2 years ago with Lie, but of course 12 months ago on race eve, Luke Curry missed the opportunity on Hanseatic after a fall at the Valley, but certainly able to strike back here.
Yeah, it was... I just had a nice feel to it, didn't it? Picking up the win this year for Luke with, you know, such a vastly different 12 months. Race ranked third with dailysectionals.com.au. We saw Enthar set a pretty slick time on the raw times. You know, they were sort of basically on standard through the first half, but the track almost raced on the soft range for me, looking at the overall times. So she was flying, didn't get the trip, but you could take that inside path, but you needed to come out as the winner did. And what a finish and what a call from Matt Hill in the feature.
It's Enthar at the 200 metres from General Bow. Finance Tycoon ingratiating, running on. Enthar has a fight. General Bow coming out of Finance Tycoon ingratiating, and Artorius is flying at the 50. Artorius pounces, bombs them and wins. Artorius from ingratiating. Photo
Group 1 call from Matt Hill seems to be the case of what we speak about every Sunday on this program as well. He picked it beautifully as Artorius was able to swamp the Godolphin runners and get the victory for Luke Curry and the Freedmans. And with that, Luke
Judging had every chance. Was in the absolute perfect part of the track. And at the top of the straight, he looked to be travelling better than the winner. The winner's probably standing him up maybe 2 or 3 lengths. And he was travelling better, I thought, at the 200, but just a terrific turn of foot late by Artorius.
Yeah, geez, Willie Pike gave him a great ride, ingratiating. Yeah. I mean, no excuses. The winner was too good. It was good. The winner was good. It got under my guard. I thought that a few of these might be a bit slick. And, you know, Artorius needed to improve, but he was fantastic. That final 100, ingratiating. What can you say? Had every possible. Animo, Grace, back wide, ran on okay. I just still needed to travel that little bit better in the run. I mean, the blinkers went on for me, but just needed probably to help Ollie a little bit along the way, and maybe he's just going to be better over a little bit more ground.
I thought Animo, there was still plenty visually out of the barriers. It certainly looked as though General Bow, Jigsaw, Finance Tycoon, they all wanted to hold out Enthar, force Enthar with her natural brilliant speed to just overdo it. Between the 1,000 and the 600, she went a 20.60, which is lightning quick, especially when you consider that the track had some give in it. And at the 600 metre mark, halfway point, she would have been 7 lengths ahead of Oxley Road, who won over the same distance earlier in the day. So that just goes to show that it was run to suit those at the rear of the field. Back markers were able to flow into the race. But at the end of the day, Enthar's the short price favourite. Was she disappointing?
Oh, of course she was disappointing, but I think that ultimately, you know, she didn't seem to be working to do that. I think, I mean, in retrospect, maybe it was a bit too far at this stage of her career, the 1200. She's got that high cruising speed. I didn't think she was really bustled to go there, but she's gone that hard, so she couldn't last home. But ultimately, they would have walked away very disappointed, I thought, mate.
I would have thought so, yeah. I mean, $2.40 favourite. No excuses, Enthar, yesterday, I thought, despite her going, you know, reasonably quick in the middle stages.
But all credit to
8 kilograms spread in the weights. The classic Group 1 Oakley Plate has been won by some of our greatest ever sprinters.
Money back into $6.50. So he's kept quite safe. He's been very well placed, winning his benchmark races, and now he strikes Group 1 handicap. Then we've got Anders. So $7 each of 2 now, as I talk to you, has been the good push. $9.50, this 3-year-old carrying the lightweight. Into $8, $7.50 now $7. Celebrity Queen, the WA sprinting star, $9 steady. Portland Sky Open 15. He's into 10, drawn 5. Can sit on a hot speed here. Dirty work.
You could pick 4 or 5 here and you know, still miss quite easily. Outside of that, look, the two that
strongly. Garner's drawn the inside gate, which I'm not convinced he's going to get into the right spot. He's going to need a fair bit
on the gate, but he was a standout in the yard. He looks absolutely outstanding. He's a brilliant-looking colt. He's well put together.
Annual favourite, Anders, has been the really good rally today. Punters jumped on that $9 and was equal favourite at one stage at $7, Anders. So from that wide barrier, he's got speed to burn. He'll come across. And there's
all clear given. Racing, riding the wave away quite well. Kemmel Passer shows out with Anders and Mizzy in the early strides, and also Ancestry from that low draw is driving through from Portland Sky, riding the wave in the top 5. Then came How Womatic, Zutori and Celebrity Queen from Ranting, and then Brooklyn Hustle stand out well back Hanseatic with Garner. Towards the back, Bold Star, Profits, Thumb and Dirty Work. So off the rails, Anders led at the 650. Ancestry, the fence and Portland Sky between them. A length and a quarter riding the wave, then Kemmel Passer, Celebrity Queen, Zutori and Mizzy. Then How Womatic, Ranting and Sword of Mercy from Garner stand out. Brooklyn Hustle Hustle, Bold Star, Dirty Work, Hanseatic well back with Prophet's Thumb. Into the straight at the 300, driving up Ancestry, first to straighten from Portland Sky and Anders. 2 lengths Celebrity Queen, Camel Passer. Zutori runs on from Sword of Mercy. Portland Sky's taken the lead, went to the front, a wall chases. Portland Sky at the 100 metres led, Camel Passer and Celebrity Queen's driving. They hit the line. Portland Sky or Celebrity Queen, they've hit it together. Brooklyn Hustle has just dipped out wide from Camel Passer and Dirty Work. It's a photo finish to the Oakley Plate. Then Prophet's Thumb, Ghana. Behind those horses, then Zutori, Bold Star, Sort of Mercy. Ancestry got weary, then Ranting, riding the wave, Anders. How Romantic well back in the field with Hanseatic, and then came Mizzy and Stand Out.
A photo finish, there'll be millimetres in it. Has Teo Nugent won his first Group 1? Or has Willie Pike nailed him right on the line? And look at Brooklyn Hustle flying late. There is literally millimetres in it. We wait for the photo. Brooklyn Hustle was something inside. Portland Sky has it. Can Teo Nugent hold on and win a Group 1? We wait. There's literally millimetres in it. It is a thrilling...
The longer it goes, you're starting to feel dead heat, but you just don't know.
See that inside, she's given herself a real chance here, and like you said, Willie Pike, like deja vu, we had one of these take a bit of time recently. It's obvious it is.
There you go. So, well, congratulations to young Teo Nugent, and also congratulations to Matt Laurie, who picks up a Group 1 with Portland Sky. He has to be a half with Grant Alana Williams and Willie Pike, but I'm sure they'll take a half compared to being defeated.
Oh, and particularly when it takes that long, the drum, you almost want one of them.
Oakley Plate splitting them, well, not being able to split, actually, the 15 and the 7. And we've got one race to come at Caulfield. It's the Group 2 Peter Young Stakes. Our next year...
And that was certainly the case yesterday. A dead heat, the first one since this day in 2001 when Desert Sky and Mr Murphy crossed the line together in Futurity, that we've had a dead heat at Group 1 level. Portland Sky, Teo Nugent in his first Group 1 ride. Matt Laurie claims his second Group 1, and Celebrity Queen, Pike and Williams combined for their 9th Group 1 together. Portland Sky, the first 3-year-old to win the race in Star Spangled Banner in 2010. It gave everything we normally expect from this race.
Yeah, the pace was relentless, as has already been pointed out, without referencing all the times, but suffice to say that, you know, they've gone 5 lengths faster than standard even on this track. And some of the sectionals, what about the run from Brooklyn Hustle here in defeat? She's come home in 11.14, 22.02, touch held up as well. But, you know, you need a bit of luck to go your way. What a race, what a finish.
Zutori runs on from Sword of Mercy. Portland Sky's taken the lead, went to the front, a wall chases. Portland Sky at the 100 metres led, Camel Passer and Celebrity Queen's driving. They hit the line. Portland Sky or Celebrity Queen, they've hit it together.
I'm not sure exactly what the time was between them crossing the line and the photo being declared, but it felt as long as I think we've had to wait for one.
Oh, it took an eternity, and I was... It's funny, Nigel, you say that it's a race where you don't even know where to look. I watched the race near Matt Laurie, and I was looking at the horses out the back, thinking which of the back markers are really travelling up, ready to swoop. But then it was Matt Laurie starting to scream, and I looked to the front and see Portland Sky, you know, edge clear. This photo is unbelievable. Teo Nugent, just the raw...
So watching it live, I thought the inside had won.
I agree.
Then when I watched the slow-mo, I thought, actually, the outside's right in this.
Yep.
It didn't surprise me that it was a dead heat, and good to see the clarity of the photo finish shown on course.
It's a great race, though, isn't it? I mean, Dirty Work's been beaten a quarter of a length.
Well, there's always hard luck stories. Brooklyn Hustle and Dirty Work, probably the top 2 seeds in that category yesterday.
Incredible.
It's such a unique race, though. You're always
incredible. But I want to just give Portland Sky a bit of a rap again. That was a big win. They were humming along in that race. Absorbed that tempo for a lightly raced horse to kick off
He's absorbing the tempo in the middle of 2 horses. Like, he's got Anders on the outside, burning the turf, and he was the last one standing. So fantastic run, Portland Sky.
It would have been
a Newmarket handicap in a couple of weeks' time. September run looks awfully hard to beat. One horse at 17.
Betting race, last I crossed to you. It is on Homesman, so Paradis taking Homesman on for a clear-cut favourite here, and she's drawn nice and low, gets a nice cheap run. It was good to see them make ground close.
And racing immediately. The favourite Paradis from barrier number 1 jumped well with Homesman, and right behind them Harlem and Steel Prince. Further back, Links Angel of Truth. To the side of the course at the 850, it's Homesman by a half length, Paradis and Steel Prince posted now. Night's Watch fourth, the inner from Harlem. Shared Ambition 3 wide with cover. Next Regal Power, they're tightly packed from Chapada, Nonconformist and Angel of Truth. So Homesman, 600 metres to go. Paradis keeping it up to its work. It leads by about a neck, Homesman. Then came Night's Watch and Steel Prince. Shared Ambition now busted along 4 deep. Nonconformist forced to come 5 deep on the final turn, even wider. Night's Watch is going to cut the corner, and behind them Harlem. So it's Homesman and Paradis. Paradis strikes the front, 250 from home. Then Night's Watch, Shared Ambition, Nonconformist whacks away. Chapada runs on. Paradis at the 150. Homesman's brave. Shared Ambition, Nonconformist and Chapada. Still Paradis from Homesman. A wall chases, but the mare is brave, and she won Paradis. From Shared Ambition, photo third. Homesman, Steel Prince, Nonconformist all there. Chapada not beaten far from those. They were followed next in the field by towards the outside Angel of Truth, Harlem, Night's Watch, and at the end Regal Power.
Oh, thrilling finish, the Peter Young Stakes. Have a look at that. It's a blanket finish between 6 and 7 horses. There's some eye catchers behind the winner, but let's concentrate on the winner, because she's a eye catcher. Chapada's an eye catcher. Even Angel of Truth eye catchers for further on. Hutch, lot to dissect out of this.
Nice ride from Johnny Allen. He was stuck on the inside, and then when Homesman crossed, he managed to just pop off and sit outside Homesman at a key stage early in the race. And
back on course again. Here's the Peter Young final event of the day. Paradis defied drawing gate 1 to win a 3rd straight race at 1800. Ran 2nd in the Lord Stakes prior to, of course, heading to the Gold Coast to win those 2 1800-metre races. We've got back-to-back wins in this race for mares after Miss Siska won the race last year. The last horse to complete the Peter Young Australian Cup double is Pompey Ruler back in 2007. For me, the watch runner out of this is Angel of Truth, home with the 10th best, I think, last 200 of the day into 6th.
Yeah, well, that was off the back of just a ridiculously slow tempo. I don't know what we've learned from this race. They dead set crawled. Have a look how many runners are in there with a shot at the last bit of the race. And once again, it's a bit like that other race we saw earlier. There's going to be winners to come out of the race, but trying to pick the bones out of it's another matter. Yeah, well done. Thanks.
The Iron Jack Silver Slipper Stakes, 1,100 metres, Group 2, $250,000. The 2-year-olds are in the parade ring. This mounting out broad.
Racing, good line out. Home Affairs jump well, so did Direct Wide out. Dio there, and Palili going forward as well. This is a good go for the lead. Tiger Malay just sits behind with Rocket Tiger. Then came Dula Tila from Zathus and King of Sparta. Zathus deeper out from King of Sparta, and Dula Tila is the last one. 600 a run. Direct try to get a breather there, and Home Affairs comes off the fence. Palili the outside. Then came Dio from Rocket Tiger, and further back to Tiger Malay into the straight. 350 out. Home Affairs moves up on the outside of Direct. Palili's got Rocket Tiger in a pocket. Further back then to King of Sparta making ground. Home Affairs, he goes for home now at the 200. Got a neck up on Direct. Then came Rocket Tiger sticking on. Home Affairs, those broken clearing the Silver Slipper from Rocket Tiger going to a clear second. But Home Affairs sees it out today, and off to the slipper he goes. Home Affairs beat Rocket Tiger, and a third, pretty good go there. Direct may have held on from King of Sparta. They're the primary pair. Further back then to Tiger Malay from Palili, and a gap back to Dula Tila and Dio.
800.
Home Affairs, number 5, the Blue Blood. The I Am Invincible colt has won the Silver Slipper, and we'll see what...
In the Golden Slipper. Should have won the second horse. He'll go to the Black Opal and prove hard to beat now.
OK, back with...
Tiger Malay, I thought, did enough, and he got put off his game there in the straight. And Direct, considering he's set up that time in front, for him to hold on to third, but was that part of the angle I'm talking about? It was an advantage being up there on the rails, you know, up to race 5 or so. So it's whatever you want to feel about the race. He just ducks out from the whip there, Rocket Tiger, and he just loses a bit of his own momentum as well. So I think he can go to a Black Opal, and we'll see whether he's going to measure up to Slipper class. But the winner's interesting. Looking forward to seeing him one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
Feature race of the day, race 7. It's worth $400,000 in prize money. The City Tattersalls Club Hobartville Stakes over 1,400 metres.
Yeah, look, he's not a real big horse, but look, he's an unbeaten Kiwi who appears the real deal to me. Back in distance, but I think his quality is going to take him a long way. Whether this little bit of a pattern of on pace is going to be to his detriment today, it might be, but I think
he should again run very well.
North Pacific number 3, James McDonald for Team Hawks.
Well, just a little flat-footed on the dry at 1,200 metres there first up. 1,400 on the soft should see a big lift. He did start to North Pacific. He's the new favourite here. He's $4.80 into $3. Talk about confidence. Peltzer, well, what can you say? He's just a terrific little racehorse. He's a no-nonsense attitude.
40, but it's obviously had support through the day. And Aegon soft $3.60 out to $4.60.
Orr Stakes, we're ready to run. Gates are back now and they're off and racing. Aegon settles second last and Peltzer flew out, is going to lead comfortably from Easy Campese. Prime Star going forward and North Pacific in a handy fourth. A length and a half position fourth. 2 lengths after Lions Roar, a half to the Kiwi Aegon. Then came King's Legacy, got to third last on the outside of the Eleonora, and High Supremacy sees them all. Down the side and it's the favourite in front, Peltzer, by a half length on Prime Star, and they're going along at a good pace. 2.5 lengths away to Easy Campese, a half to North Pacific, further back to Aegon, 3 back the inside of Lions Roar, then King's Legacy, the Eleonora, and High Supremacy, 6 off the lead last. Peltzer held together, coming around the turn from Prime Star, Easy Campese, North Pacific's pulling out, and 2 further back to Aegon, revved up between runners. It's Peltzer scraping paint of the 300, trying to beat off Prime Star. Aegon's going for a run between them, and North Pacific to the outside. Peltzer's under siege, and here comes the Kiwi. Aegon went straight through the centre and charged to the lead now in the Hobartville Stakes, and Aegon makes it 5 out of 5. Went on to beat North Pacific, Prime Star, Peltzer weakened at the end. Then came Lions Roar, followed by the Eleanor, Easy Campese, King's Legacy, and High Supremacy.
Wow, the great New Zealander has arrived, unbeaten, 5 out of 5 Aegon, and pays $4.50 and $1.80 over. And Murray Baker on his own before he partnered with Andrew have brought over some wonderful 3-year-olds. Could this be right up there with the best of them? The best of them, of course, Duff and Lizzie, has been Done Deal.
Yeah, it certainly has been. So, look, it's hard to say. Beware of the unbeaten horse. 5 from 5. You've got to admire him. He doesn't get out of the barrier that well. And the question has to be asked, was he flattered by what I thought was by far the best ride of the day? This was a brilliant ride. He just rode the track how it should have been ridden yesterday, Bowman. And, it could have turned nasty for him, but you've got to give him all the accolades. He's got the eye of the tiger the last couple of Carnival. Outside of that, North Pacific, he was much better there on a softer track. Prime Star, well, he did work in the run, and he's as tough as teak, that horse, and Lions Roar did enough. Peltzer, I would have to say, considering circumstances, may have been the disappointment of the race. Outside of that, there was a... And I must say, I thought it was the first little sign of bias on a Saturday for a long time, a few months. I thought it was very hard to make ground down the outside. I think it was up the...
Guineas Day, and it's the Blamey, the Group 2, over the mile. And I'll tell you something fun, 3 on that occasion and was beaten by a very good horse at Group 1 level. Well, he's your favourite and the popular way at $2.80, Buffalo River, to lead all the way with the lack...
Giving the benefit of the doubt to, but I'm all over the Buffalo.
I've got a lot of respect for Buffalo River, but I just feel Star of the Seas is a better performed.
Hoping Mystic J, he's been presented in the yard, and I think that Star of the Seas is...
Chickadee, check this graphic out again. The market, not much has changed. $2.80, he's popular, Buffalo River as favourite, and clearly...
They're racing at the 1,600 metres. Irish Flame the first to go with Buffalo River. Nerf Bosk isn't too far away from that inside draw. And Mirage Dancer's quite close early too, with also Vacillator. So a real wall of horses surging forward. Buffalo River outside of Irish Flame looks to the front though. Vacillator takes the snag third on the exceeds him. Buffalo River goes off into the lead at the 1,000 metres at a good tempo too. Led by about 3.5 to 4 Irish Flame and Best of Days. So the leader just overdoing it and trying to take the sting out of them. They were followed by Nerf Bosk in fourth on the inside of Vacillator as they come towards the 750. 2 length Star of the Seas, and they were followed by Mirage Dancer, Mystic Journey, Maha Amadeus, and 50 Stars as last of all. 600 metres to go. Buffalo River, every poster winner for Jamie Carr. 3 lengths Irish Flame and Best of Days doing the chasing work today. Then came Vacillator, Nerf Bosk, Star of the Seas. Behind those, Mystic Journey and 50 Stars. 350 metres to go. Buffalo River Carr goes for the whip. Still 3 lengths to Best of Days, Irish Flame, Star of the Seas down the outer, and 50 Stars running on. Buffalo River at the clock tower getting weary. 2.5 lengths in front of Star of the Seas and 50 Stars. Buffalo River's curling up. Star of the Seas has got him. 50 Stars the late challenger, but Stars of the Seas has won it by a neck to 50 Stars and Buffalo River. They were followed by Best of Days and Mystic Journey, followed by Maha Amadeus, Irish Flame, Vacillator, Mirage Dancer, and at the tail of the field was Nerf Bosk.
Into the All-Star Mile he goes with a real live chance. He's been multiple placed at Group 1 level. He loves the mile. He can handle cutting the ground. He'll get a tick at Moonee Valley on the Strathair. He will be a live chance now. Damien Lane and Chris Waller combined with Star of the Seas defeating 50 Stars, who says, hey, I'm back. I'm going to back up into an Australian Cup and be a huge chance. Buffalo...
Golden ticket into the All-Star Mile in a fortnight's time. It was claimed by Star of the Seas for Chris Waller, continuing what was a really good day for Damien Lane. But, James, really interested in your thoughts. The early part of the race, Jamie Carr was on the speed influence.
Well, it was the #1 race of the day off this strong speed. But, yeah, for mine, I mean, you know, Jamie's obviously had to just get him to go to take that spot. She's gone with the horse. I think whilst he's gone quick, we're used to see him doing that. So I'd rather see her go with the horse and ride him along that way. Just the only thing I'd say in retrospect with her, with the ride, and you know, I think it probably didn't know at this stage of the day, but maybe in the straight, just coming out a little bit off the fence like Morvada did, and that might have been a difference. But ultimately, it set Buffalo River up, and look, he was only collared late, but a really brave effort still, I thought, in defeat. Star of the Seas, very good, as was 50 Stars, a much better run from well back in the field.
50 metres to go. Buffalo River Carr goes for the whip. Still 3 lengths to Best of Days, Irish Flame, Star of the Seas down the outer, and 50 Stars running on. Buffalo River at the clock tower getting weary. 2.5 lengths in front of Star of the Seas and 50 Stars. Buffalo River's curling up. Star of the Seas has got him. 50 Stars the late challenger, but Stars of the Seas has won it by a neck to 50 Stars and Buffalo
So
River.
Star of the Seas brought the good Sydney mile form. He's been placed in a Doncaster, placed in an Epsom, was behind Colding in the spring in the George Main. Do we think he's got what it takes to try and match motors with the likes of Arcadia Queen and Probabeel in a fortnight?
He would need a wet track. He's a genuine Group 1 horse, but he's not up to that level unless the track is wet. I mean, this horse did start favourite in an Epsom. He's a high-class horse, but I think he goes a length or two better on wet ground. And he needs a genuine tempo. If there's a slow tempo...
Kennedy Australian Guineas, $1 million, 3-year-old Group 1 over the classic mile here at Flemington, won by some great horses in the past, but it's been put him into some sort of order. I think you've got Tagaloa right up the top there, the Blue Diamond winner.
Yeah, I'm trusting that form. I'm believing what I saw there, and I think if he can recapture that sort of form, then he'll...
I think he keeps improving, and he looked outstanding in the yard today. He's exactly what you want to see.
Your favourite Tagaloa, not much has changed. He is clearly the liability on the books for Sportsbet. If Tagaloa wins, we lose. So let's have a look at the graphic, shall we, for the feature of the day, the Group 1.
Set racing in the Guineas. Azar towards the inside, sprung fast with Luna Fox. Zoo Dancer's not far away, and also Tagaloa. It's Our Time and Jet Propulsion from Wide Alley's looking for positions. Behind those, Here to Shock. Then Luna Fox, and next Iron Edge, Camborne Embolism from Grand Slam Bell. It's a right up there, and It's Our Time joins in too. Tagaloa is the leader. Just over 1,000 metres to go, led clearly by a length. It's Our Time. Jet Propulsion wider working. Azar fourth the inside. Zoo Dancer took the set. Then came Dom de Shoots trying to snag back to find a position too, but it's posted. Next Here to Shock, Luna Fox, Iron Edge, and further back is Camborne and Embolism from Grand Slam at the 800. Next Bel Toro, Ole Kirk and Cherry Tortoni is at the end of the field. Tagaloa the leader being rated by Carrier half length. It's Our Time and Jet Propulsion doing it hard 3 wide. Zoo Dancer a length and a half away from Azar. Then came Dom to Shoot and Luna Fox as they run the corner. Behind them Iron Edge and Here to Shock the fence. Camborne to the outside from Grand Slam. Slam and Ole Kirk. Tagaloa the first to straighten at the 400 metres. A length and a half. Azar Jet Propulsion. It's Our Time Embolism. Zoo Dancer whacks away from Luna Fox. Tagaloa at the clock tower led. Embolism and Azar coming out after him. Then came Luna Fox. Jet Propulsion. Still Tagaloa. Embolism coming at him and Luna Fox. Tagaloa looking to hold on. Luna Fox and Cherry Tortoni from the clouds. Luna Fox. Luna Fox. It's a foil over in the Guineas. Beat Cherry Tortoni. Photo third. Tagaloa or Embolism from Zoo Dancer Bel Toro. Behind them Jet Propulsion here to shock an Azar. Then came behind them Camborne, Dom to shoot and well back in the field. Grand Slam, It's Our Time, Ole Kirk and Iron Edge amongst the tail enders. Luna Fox wins at $139.
I see it, but I don't believe it. And for the next half an hour, we're going to walk around and pick up the jaw of everyone here at Flemington, all 15,000 of them, because Luna Fox at 140 plus to 1, the VRC Sires winner, has got back to his absolute best to win, and Michael D wins the Group 1. Cherry Tortoni flies from the rear of the field to run second.
Tote is a lot shorter than that, and I think in some sections of the marketplace she could have got a even bigger than 300 to 1. So this is an epic boil over here in the Group 1. It looked as though Cherry Tortoni...
Because Luna Fox was the longest priced Group 1 winner in Australian racing history, official SP of 300 to 1. Michael D won his 5th Group 1 yesterday. Please make your way out to Oaklands, because we know that there are plenty of trainers that are ready to wine and dine you and head straight into...
To think you were going to be alive, and then this punter in Adelaide, and this is one of the 10 commandments off Get On, Hutch, don't screw up a mistaken ticket.
No.
This was a bet that was put on in error and yielded best part of, what, $6,000?
Well, that's why you don't throw them away. That's exactly the reason right there.
I wonder how that punter's feeling that's got Cheo one out in the last leg, having had field with a...
Call anyone has of the 1986 Caulfield Guineas was the price of the winner, but it was superseded yesterday in extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah, I remember Aberiti because I was on Broadreach, who was trained by Bart Cummings, who ran 3rd, so I was pretty disappointed when Shane Watkins's horse got up.
I knew there'd be a punting tie-in somewhere for you.
Well, you just remember...
Fox has mentioned it, the best part of $400 was available, but he was 5th in last year's Caulfield Guineas, beaten 3 lengths. He had blinkers first time, which is such a significant gear change, as we know. And he won last year's size produce here, knocking off the hot favourite in Ole Kirk.
You're making a case for him now.
Oh, we're all experts in retrospect.
I tell you what,
Sunday morning quarterback. Trained by, of course, Paul Pruska, his first Group 1. Michael D's 5th, which...
This race was decent. They were ahead of standards through that first section. They steadied up a little bit around the bend, but I think one of the interesting parts about this race, which ranked 3rd on daily sectionals, was Cherry Tortoni, as a clear last, has posted the best final 200 at the entire meeting. So that was some sort of effort off what was a reasonably good...
Azar coming out after him. Then came Luna Fox, Jet Propulsion, still Tagaloa. Embolism coming at him and Luna Fox. Tagaloa looking to hold on. Luna Fox and Cherry Tortoni from the clouds. Luna Fox, it's a foil over in the Guineas. Beat Cherry
Matt Hill nailing it. He was the first one with that incredulous reaction, which I'm sure people, whether they were on course or was in the lounge room watching with a mate, and said, that thing's 150 to 1. As we found out, people were on the best part of 400. James, let's talk Michael.
Ahead of Cherry Tortoni, both making their runs at the same time. Cherry Tortoni, for me, was an awesome run, but just given way too much to do. You can't win races from back that far.
Well, he's run, as Hutch said, the fastest last 200 of the entire meeting, and he still wasn't able to get there. The barrier, he drew the outside.
Nice progression from the CSAs. With Tagaloa, I don't... Look, maybe the mile, maybe... Look, he was pretty brave there yesterday. He was a little bit empty late, but... I don't want to give up on him over the mile. I just think he had to work a little bit early, and he was probably that touch vulnerable late.
He just doesn't have that turn of foot to put them away. You know, he's a classy horse, but...
Target for him.
What about Ole Kirk? He's only beaten a handful home, and there were plenty that were much stronger through the line than him. He was really disappointing, I thought, as the Caulfield Guineas and Golden Rose winner from last spring. Either he hasn't come up or the 3-year-olds aren't much good.
Well, I don't think he... I think he was very disappointing, wasn't he? But he put that writing on the wall.
We got confirmation that Ole Kirk's retired?
So nothing official from the stable at this point in time, but probably in the next week or so. So nothing official from the stable yet, but it sounds as though he's set to be retired now.
Dual Group 1.
Would be upholding that statement.
A little bit too upbeat, this. Like, upheld or dismissed. The current crop of 3-year-olds are very average, at the lower end of average.
upheld with one notable exception, and that's September Run. She's the only 3-year-old that's been able to be competitive in open class. Every other 3-year-old that has stepped up to open class has failed dismally. So, with one exception, upheld. They are very ordinary.
Nigel, upheld.
An important Golden Slipper lead-up coming up right now. Race number 2, the Precise Air Skyline Stakes over 1,200.
Impressive trial wins without the shades on. And O President now is the last to go in. On the outside, O President just race, and they're off and racing now in Tristate and O President with the first 2 into stride. Halal jumped well but being restrained, and now Captive On and Shaquiro quickly on the improve. Halal sits behind, then came Here's Sing a Love Song on the outside of Sir Rastus. So O President, pretty easy lead here, out by 2 lengths to Tristate. Captive On just got Shaquiro in a bit of a pocket, and Marquin just starting to wind Captive On up a long way from home. Halal travels better now from Seething Seb, then Sir Rastus as they come around the corner, and it's O President going well. A couple on front of Tristate. Captive On very one pace. Shaquiro the inside and Halal the outside, and they're both 5 off the leader, O President, which is trying to steal this inside the 200. O President well clear. Halal's the only danger now, but O President still 3 in front, 2 lengths clear, and O President is going to lead all the way. Ran them ragged in the Skyline Stakes. O President linked to Halal. Captive On stuck in third, followed by Sing a Love Song. Then Shaquiro, who didn't pick up from Sir Rastus. Tristate weakened out, and Seething Seb ran last.
O President, number 5, forces its way into a Golden Slipper, 100 to 1 in the...
It's just ridiculous. I don't think the boys read the play here at all. They got a little bit arrogant about their chances and forgot about, you know, a horse with good talent up front.
I think it was a good win, but an even better ride.
I think so. He judged it, well, obviously, which Tim does. He just bluffed them out of the lead, and then they didn't make their ground up when he steadied up. It's as simple as that. Halal is work in progress, but a nice...
Races today, this time for the fillies. The Drinkwise Sweet Embrace Stakes, Group 2, 1,200 metres. Mounting out brought to you by Harvey Norman. Shop
number 3. Yeah, she gets the tick from me in a very competitive race, obviously, but I think there's upside with her. Kicked in with the first up victory, very cruisy.
Stakes, the fillies are set. Ready to run. And they're off and racing now, and jumping very well was Emerald Bay, showing great speed out of the gates. Favourite 4 moves ahead, and the Thildra right there from Robo Dira. Collier Bay, nice for what's a bit close, seized a lot of them. So it's Emerald Bay scooting along in the lead by 2 lengths on the favourite, 4 moves ahead. Collier Bay on the improve on the inside, and the Thildra nice for what in 5th. Then came Jamea from Robo Dira. High mistaken identity. Centro Storico, Mallory easing deeper out, and She's All Class Racing held up as they come around the turn. Emerald Bay left the fence. Collier Bay goes through. 2 lengths clear now from 4 moves ahead. Jamea, Centro Storico up the fence. Further out, Robo Dira and the Tholdra. Nice for what's looking for a gap. 4 moves ahead, goes through the centre now and takes the lead clearly. Down the outside, She's All Class with a big run, and Mallory as well. 4 moves ahead, a length clear from She's All Class. 4 moves ahead in front from She's All Class, and 4 moves ahead wins the Sweet Embrace, a half length to She's All Class. Photo for third, Robo Dira and Mallory, followed by Centro Storico, then Jamea. Nice for what? High. A gap back to Mistaken Identity from the Thildra, and the 2 bays have weakened to run last, Collier Bay and Emerald Bay.
Well, what a deep sigh of relief John Sargent will breathe now, after a couple of setbacks which have forced 4 moves ahead to delay her race day experience until today. She has done the job, and it's all about last. They've won 3.
That's a slipper filly. That's a slipper filly if I've ever seen one. They went out much harder than the Colts in the previous race. Like, they were entitled.
Dramas, sleepless nights, trying to get 4 moves ahead back to the races, setback after setback. But look what she did yesterday when she finally made her way back to the track She won her way to the slipper, and it's full steam ahead.
Yeah, I think it is. I really like this filly. I think she's got oozes quality, and it's not easy to come back from a couple of setbacks, especially young horses. But she did race fresh yesterday on top of a pretty hot speed. They went out much harder than the colts, and you would have thought she was a sitting shot. But look at the way she gets her head down, pins the ears back when asked by Nash for an effort. I really like her. I think, even though we've got some beautiful colts here, I think she's the chance for the fillies, this filly, as far as the Golden Slipper is concerned. You know, I think a few were raving about the finishing runs of She's All Class and Mallory, but they're all entitled to run on after this, after the speed of this race. So probably She's All Class, having had all that Magic Millions money, is struggling as far as the Golden Slipper qualifications point of view is concerned. And the third filly I like, she's a beauty, and she's got improvement to come. Whether she...
Here's the market. We're assuming all these horses are going to turn up. Profiteer, Stay Inside, Remark, Home of... We are up to race number 4. This is the Keep Clean Liverpool City Cup, 1,300 metres, Group 3, mounting up.
Cup go to you like Crusader.
Yeah, look, he's a potential Group 1 horse. He's unbeaten fresh. I loved his work in a recent trial. He actually found a spot in the heat, so maybe he'll be able to jump cleanly for once. With 53 kilos, he'll take some holding out. Grey Worm.
And jumping quite well, as looks like Elvis and Grey Worm, and now Discharge is building up the revs on the outside, and Discharge puts the head in front from Grey Worm. Trumbull on the improve going to third. In front of Think It All Over, the All Saints Eve on the improve, getting up on the inside of Deprive, and this puts Crusader back in last spot now, 8 lengths off the lead. So Discharge at a good gallop, leads the way by 2 on Think It Over. Ahead back to Grey Worm, then reloaded from Trumbull. Further back to All Saints Eve, looks like Elvis Deprive, and Crusader is still back last. They straighten up now. Discharge comes well off the fence, leads it by a length on Think It Over. Grey Worm reloaded, going for a rails run that All Saints Eve and Trumbull. Crusader is still last, the favourite. Discharged under siege. Think It Over the inside, Grey Worm the outside, then All Saints Eve. Looks like Elvis and Crusader with a late run. Think It Over got to the front. Think It Over from All Saints Eve. Looks like Elvis. Crusader, Think It Over. There's an upset. Think It Over wins the Liverpool City Cup from either All Saints Eve, Crusader, and right through the middle looks like Elvis. Then Discharge from Grey Worm to Pride, reloaded, and Trumbull.
He's too good, Kerry Parker. He's too good. What price? 50 to 1. $40.50 and $6.60 on the tut came at him. This horse, he ran third in the gong after winning the $500,000 Craven Plate at this very track. Wins first up over 1,300. Crusader from last. And All Saints Eve back to the inside.
Something, mate, that was wonderful.
What did you think coming here today? Did you expect Think It Over to be as ran third in the gong, his home track down there at Kembla Grange, and yesterday came back with this victory at big odds with Bossy in the saddle for Kerry Parker.
Yeah, and once he landed in that position, he was always going to be strong. I didn't think no one had him racing that close at 1,300 metres, but he's, you know, invariably sprints well fresh, and he gets the job done at 50 to 1. She was good on the inside there, All Saints Eve, wasn't she? She's a very good mare, and she was held up between pretty well the 350 and the 250 there, and she could be a player for the Coolmore Classic. Now, let's have a little discussion about your little golden boy here, Crusader. You just cannot let him go, can you?
I can't, no.
Why?
Because you don't run the times that he runs and have the action that he has and find the line the way he does without being a potential Group 1 horse.
Finishing speed is nothing if you don't have early speed.
I do agree with you to some extent, but I just think he needs to be in a race with better tempo, so the better tempos are the better races. And well done.
Thank you.
First big one of the day, the Tab Chipping Norton Stakes, the first of 2 Group 1s on the program. Wait for age.
Finish.
Well done.
Thank you.
First big one of the day, the Tab Chipping Norton Stakes, the first of 2 Group 1s on the...
An unnecessary dig, so she'll be left alone here. She can make a long sustained run. The tempo's vital to her chances. Sprint's a bit of a worry, but a mile round suits her much better.
Yeah, come on, beauty.
On the soft there first up, we know she's a terrific wet tracker and hard to beat again. So, yep.
Racing really well.
Yeah, agree. Obviously, Chase Savatiano peaked fresh.
Racing, Prince Farwaz hopped out well. So did Colette wide out. Fun Star being sent forward and Colding as well. So it's a good go for the lead. Colding and Colette the joint leaders, and Fun Star's going to take that very prominent role. Poking between them in third. Prince Farwaz back to fourth. Very Elegant improves. Getting past Avilius and Master of Wine to the last two. So Colding heads them up at the 800 metres by a length and a half to Colette. A neck back on the inside, Fun Star. Then came Prince Farwaz. Further back to Southern France, improving on the inside of Very Elegant. Two after Toffee Tongue from Avilius, and Master of Wine to drop back to a clear last. Coming to the turn and Colding, the one to run down at the moment. Leads by a length on Fun Star and Colette. He gets going down, Very Elegant peeling three wide as they come around the turn, and Colding shows the way by a length. Very Elegant and Colette get going the outside. Fun Star the inside. It's Very Elegant really wound up. Colette as well. They join Colding. Then Fun Star and Avilius starting to run into the race well. It's Colette and Very Elegant, the two great mares, and Avilius the outside. Very Elegant and Colette. What a race! Avilius the outside trying to beat the pair of them, but no. Very Elegant, brave Very Elegant beat Colette and Avilius in one of the great chipping Nortons. Fun Star Colding next. Then came Master of Wine, Southern France. A gap back to Toffee Tongue and Prince Farwaz.
What a race. What a mare. Very Elegant has outmuscled them to win her 7th Group 1. In the age post-Winks, we've got another mighty mare. Colette is 5 across the line in the Chipping Norton Stakes.
What a race. What a race. She does find a way. You can make a long, sustained run on her, and she just wants to help you and give her all. A great
one's race. Who was going to want it more? Who was going to be the best on the day? Well, she found a way to win. Very Elegant.
Yeah, I must say, he knows her so well, McDonald. He rode to perfection. He made the early move, which he had to take the acceleration out of Colette, and that's exactly what she did. She hit a flat spot here, but class gets her through. And I think Colette went down fighting like a tiger, and not everything went right for her as it did last time, but look, she just confirmed her talent there.
Yes, I think what we probably have to just strip back is that Fun Star went forward, so it made it a little bit tougher for Colette not to just sort of get that easy type of, transit. So I think that was probably the undoing of her. And Very Elegant got the sit on her. There's no doubt Very Elegant's win was excellent. She's an absolute tiger. She fights to the line. But as you said, it really confirms Colette as a weight for age performer and not just a wet tracker. And I'd have to say, if you run that race again and she got a cosier run, would there be any difference?
Yeah, look, I don't know, but I think for them once she doesn't get up to that distance, and obviously if it's a wet track as well. Avilius was fantastic for the stable as well. They took the blinkers off him, and after his first trial, I would have thought, oh, that's the end. He's gone. He needs retirement. But they just were chipping around and keeping him happy, and a terrific first up run from him. Don't forget Colding. As far as when it gets dry, he comes of age, and he's got racing style. Fun Star was much better. I even thought Master of Wine was okay with Southern France was even okay. Horse first up for a year, but how can you take it away from this bonny mare?
No, you absolutely.
I think we hope it will be. Look at the market. Adib is at $3.50. Very Elegant at $6. Colette at $9. Look at the mares on that page. Very Elegant, Adib and Very Elegant have gone on to their biggest wins. Now let's have a look at the Doncaster. Agon as the favourite after that brilliant win in the
race in Australia yesterday, and by a long, long way. What a breathtaking performance this was from Very Elegant to win the Chipping Norton. James McDonald and Chris Waller, the first horse in 93 years to win the Chipping Norton a year after running second in it. Chris Waller has won this race 9 times in the best part of 11 years. He's now within one of TJ Smith's record of 10 in the race, but just a length separated the first 5 across the line. This is exactly what Group 1 weight for age racing in Australia is all about. 3 of Waller's, 2 of Godolphin's. It was just an absolute ripper.
Race of the day, race of the autumn for mine. I thought it was absolutely spine-tingling, and, I jumped off the very elegant tram.
Are you back yet?
I am back. I'm back big time.
I can't believe you ever left.
How can you doubt a champion?
How can you?
She's a freak. She hates losing.
Second of our Group 1s today coming up, and we're on a soft 5 officially after the Chipping Norton Stakes. The celebration surround, 1,400 metres, Group 1 for 3-year-old fillies mounting out, brought to you by Harvey.
From the sticky draw, but she's sure to have some supporters.
Yeah, looks to be parading well and looks to be going well at the moment.
Today, 420 into 440 now, 440 into 420, I should say now. She different form, side to the hip with her. 1,400 suits her much better. Going back from an outside draw today, so she'll run better.
1184 was, you know, 0.3 and change above anything else in the race. I think she's the one on the upward spiral. Dame Giselle was a really good return against the boys. Terrific win, second up last time in, sitting 3 wide, still beat them.
Gates are back. They're off and racing, and away game jumped out very hastily. Dame Giselle put right on the speed from Vangelic La Mexicana. They're followed wide out by Every Rose on the improve. Got some work to do though. She wants to lead. Then Joviality, Thermosphere and Forbidden Love. One, they sort themselves out, and Every Rose was able to clear the pack, but she had to burn some carrots to get there. Leads by a length. Moving up on the outside, La Mexicana on the outside of away game. Then came Vangelic from Joviality. Dame Giselle back on the fence. Thermosphere improves wider out. Further back to Elizabeth. Starting to move into the race at the 600. Further back to Forbidden Love. Then for Lizzie from Never Talk. Love Sensation. Montefilia well back, being desperately ridden as they turn. And Every Rose shows the way by 2 lengths on La Mexicana and Vangelic. Way game goes up the inside. Then Joviality. Dame Giselle's a bit one pace. Elizabeth's running on out wide. Vangelic put paid to Every Rose. Wide out Elizabeth, and Forbidden Love's getting a great gap. And Forbidden Love went right through the centre and kicks away now from Vangelic. Then came Elizabeth, but Forbidden Love races clear with the surround stakes. Won it by 3 lengths to Vangelic and Elizabeth. Never Talk home into 4th, followed by Montefilia warming up late together with Hungry Heart. Then Love Sensation, Every Rose, Dame Giselle couldn't pick up today from Thermosphere. Then Miraval from La Mexicana away game. Joviality, 8 Diamonds, and for Lizzie last home.
What an iron filly she is, Forbidden Love, number 6. Nash Rawiller in the saddle, a Group 1 win, and a Group 1 win in partnership for Richard and Michael Freedman, who have been there and done it before in all facets of the racing game, but together in partnership chalk up a Group 1 victory with number 6 for 3-year-old fillies taken out by Forbidden Love.
Yeah, she's a terrific filly. She's an iron horse, really. She's been here, there and everywhere. Little freshens up in between. Beautiful ride by Nash, who stayed patient when Dame Giselle just come out underneath him a little bit there. But once she let down, she showed this magnificent sprint. And away she goes. We're waiting. We're thinking these fillies are a very even bunch. And that was pretty authoritative against an even bunch, I would have thought. But did get a few breaks in the run. I thought Vangelic was much better there yesterday. Elizabeth is a better filly this preparation. There's no doubt about her. Look forward to seeing her maybe in that Kembla Grange Classic. Never Talk was terrific again. She's been through a long preparation in really good style. What do we want to say about the rest? I don't know. It's Montefilia was good for further. I want to assess Hungry Heart on a drier track, like most in this race, but there's no real standouts amongst those fillies, I don't think, although that filly was pretty dominant yesterday.
What did you think of Dame Giselle?
Those fillies, I don't think, although that filly was pretty dominant yesterday.
What did you think of Dame Giselle?
I think she's in trouble. I think that unless she can get a dry track and jump out of the ground...
And control the race more so.
Yeah, she's just been a little bit underachieving at her 2 runs back, but we're working with soft tracks.
Yeah, and she hasn't been able to be in a...
I think the 3-year-olds in general probably aren't, I know it's only early days, but they're probably not as good as we thought earlier on last year, or in the middle of last year.